can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, deep breath and a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam show for Tuesday, January 21st. What a match. Hopefully you guys must have been awake waiting for it if you're big sports betting fans, sports betting fans. What a match we just saw. I was hoping for a fifth set so I'd have some entertainment while we did the show here. I said last night with the guys on our companion show for the national championship game that I thought the match would still be going by the time we hit the airwaves here. It just ended moments ago. Novak Djokovic with the win, 4 sets over Carlos Alcaraz, the young superstar, and finals quality quarterfinal. Novak said himself he wished it was a final because he might be out of gas after that one. The 4th set, he needed the medical timeout, but got shot up or whatever he needed to do with his bum leg there and was able to get the victory over Alcaraz. He'll advance to meet Sasha Zverev in the semifinals. But man, what action just over the last 4-hour match here. It still was going there 1 a.m. in Melbourne. And what a finish for Djokovic. Alcaraz will be there. The guy's 21 years old and he's won about everything there is to win except for this tournament, and he'll get his chance, but not against Joker, and Joker showing some class. I was hard on him after the last match, taking exception to, some bozo commentator. No need for that when you got all those fans, Novak, that want to hear from you. No need to worry about some bozo making some comments. Please, please your fans, please the audience. They're here to see you, and they're not worried about what people say about you. So I was a little bit hard on Novak. Don't worry, still love him. But he looked and sounded a lot better after today's match, even making fun of his kids for staying up late at the match. What a night of tennis. But it was really all about last night. What a game we saw. Hey, the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Ohio State University wins the national championship. And yeah, maybe Notre Dame saved the day a little bit to give us an exciting finish, but it was all about the Buckeyes after the Irish scored first in that game with that wild 18-play, 10-minute drive to start the game. You thought they might have everything that they would need, showing that they could be ready for the Bucks challenge. Still, Ohio State gets the money, 31 straight points. We went from, can Notre Dame do it, to, we're getting another boring championship game, to, hey, we getting a little bit of a game, and it wasn't about necessarily Notre Dame. Look, they might have been overmatched, they might have been overpowered, but I think they had enough fortitude to get their little rally going. Maybe they had some key mistakes. Maybe there was a little bit of uh, uh, young coaching errors by Marcus Freeman there a little bit. But nonetheless, Ohio State 34-23. They get the win. It goes over. Hey, I whipped on the game, no doubt about it. But I got my money's worth, I guess, with that little bit of a comeback with Notre Dame last night in that title game. Notre Dame scored 2 TDs late, got with 8 points, got within 8 points, just needed one more stop, and the big play by the 18-year-old receiver, Smith, 19, whatever he is, he's incredible, and he made the big play in the end. Will Howard was the offensive MVP with 231 yards and 2 touchdowns. It could have been uh, uh, Quinarius Judkins with his 100 yards and 3 touchdowns as Ohio State racked up 445 yards of total offense. Riley Leonard, a pretty good day too, 280 yards. He puked in the trash can. He maybe broke his ribs. The guy's really a gamer. Whether or not he's got what it takes to be an NFL quarterback, I don't know. I'd take my chances on him maybe in a backup role. Certainly with his desire and willingness to take a hit and go running with the ball. But the Irish, 293 yards, just not enough over Ohio State. And yeah, maybe for all the bummer, I made a fun of it there on the broadcast last night. These were the number 7 and number 8 seeds in the tournament field. So those guys had it wrong. They don't know what's going on. And, they ended up with some weird, crummy matchups to lead up to this game. And whether or not it was the best matchup, they were selling tickets basically for over $3,000 on game night, and hotel rooms for going for about $1,000 there in Atlanta. So it was a big deal, and it had a different feel than those other championship games for some reason, maybe because of the bracketing final and all that. So great game. Hopefully you guys got it right. You guys tried to set me straight. Most of you, it felt like in the chat, rolling with Ohio State there last night. And let's see. Hello to everyone in the chat. The chat all-stars are here, ready for our show today. We got NBA, we've got NHL, we got college basketball, and now we're about in a grind here. We've got 3 football games left in the boring football league coming up. And we're looking forward to those conference finals here for this week. And hey, the big news yesterday in pro football, and who else was a big winner last night? Rarity here, the Chicago Bears. Feels like a right situation for Ben Johnson. Now, you got a lot to overcome when dealing with that Bears organization, but they got their man. And, if the Bears were ever going to turn around, it seems like Johnson, maybe we were critical of him a little bit towards the end of the season here, but it does feel like for the Bears, it's the right fit. It feels like the Bears really got it done finally this time, and getting a coach. Maybe remember Johnson's turned down big jobs before. We weren't sure. It was a surprise to a lot of people that the Bears were able to land Johnson here with a couple of other openings here. The Raiders are going to fall short again in that chase. Whether or not that was the man for Tom Brady and company, we don't know now, I guess, yet, but we'll find out. All right, let me say hello to everyone there in the chat all-stars here and ready for a great morning of sports betting. We got some decent game. I don't know. I think the card's kind of difficult today. So let's see here. Cash Kane is here. He was joining us first in the chat. Toucan, he said it before I did. He was here just as the day ended. No, I'm not overstating it, right? This was a terrific match, high level tennis. And don't forget, there were some other matches yesterday as well with Sabalenka. Took her 3 sets to beat Pavlyuchenkova there. So a good rally there by Anastasia to give Sabalenka a bit of a battle for sure yesterday. But that sets up the match with Badosa, obviously playing pretty well. So I think Sabalenka, $4 favorite. That does seem a little bit high for the struggles that she had a little bit in that second set. And Badosa came out looking pretty good, obviously, in her win. So tonight at the Aussie Open, it will be Madison Keys in action against Svitolina. You got Iga going up against Navarro, a dime favorite here, minus 1,500. The way Emma is looking right now, I mean, I don't think she's going to win, but I would think that Emma could maybe take some games for sure off Iga. I don't think she'll roll like she did in all these other matches here right now with Emma looking so good out there. And Ben Shelton will be up against Sonagos, making a historic run for him, finally getting some recognition here. Still, Shelton will be a big favorite. Let's give Sonago maybe a chance there in that one, and then wrap it up with a great match with Yannick Sinner, a $6 favorite over home country favorite Alex Demonauer. Maybe Alex can rally that home crowd. So great action expected tonight. Australian Open, I guess, would be the featured attraction here for the next few days until we get to our NFL. All right, this is my right-hand man right here, Thomas Lewis. He says, like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit that thumbs up, like it, share it, smash it. Sports Money here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Make sure you let everyone know, share it on your social media here. Our coverage of sports betting. Ziggy's here today. Joe W. There's Joe T. Yesterday, great job, Joe. Thanks for stopping by on the show last night. Hopefully you caught our companion coverage with the national championship game here on the channel. Special thanks to Razor for putting things together. We got knocked off the air there. I felt like we were in the middle of an earthquake or something with the way the stream just got ended there. I hope we didn't do anything wrong, but maybe it was just a technical glitch, I think Razor said. We got back on the air relatively quick, and we had some big-time fun last night with the companion coverage of the national championship game with Mikey, with Jeff and crew last night, and really enjoyed hanging out with them and with you guys that were able to join us in the chat. Hey, I had a good day with the props there, even though I struck out with the side and the total, but we did have Evans to go over in that game. We had Howard. We had Great House. That was pretty great there as I came on the air and ended up going with him in that prop. And what a game Great House had. He was kind of overlooked. 2 big games in a row that he had to end things up. But man, great job by the Bucks last night. Who else is here? We got Jermaine in the chat. There's Sub there, and maybe we can talk a little bit of soccer action today because we've got Tuesday Champions League and a huge card today. I'm probably going to be trying to fire on this one. I didn't preview any of the matchups with our modest heavy card here of pro and college basketball and hockey, but we've got a 9-game Champions League card today, 2 in the early slot, and then 7 more in the late slot, including some hot matchups here today. Barcelona at Benfica, Leverkusen and Atletico, Lille at Liverpool among the featured attractions, Dortmund and Bologna as well. We're trying to see if we can get maybe a companion stream going for Wednesday's action here. So, I'm trying to think. They were telling me last night I might have slept on it. And Jermaine said he hit his Philly action there last night. Great job there, Jermaine, talking college basketball there yesterday. I kind of got bummed of a few of the plays last night. And let's see here. Nick Handy's here today. Tom Redgard, good morning. Sports Betting Patrick in the chat. He does not like the hire. He says this is a losing situation for the Bears. I'd challenge Sports Betting Patrick on that. This guy was highly coveted by many, many teams. So basically, you're saying, brother, that any team that gets Johnson would have been a failure. That's fine. You can take your position on that, but I kind of trust the fact that he had multiple. I mean, all the teams were looking to Johnson there, but let's give Sports Betting Patrick some credit for his stand on this one. There's Bobby McCormick as well. And William Dryman here today, Thomas Bird here today as well, and Joe's freezing cold there. Hey, it's only a modest 41 degrees here right now in Las Vegas, with the temperatures expected to drop, though, for sure. So, all right. I did find a little bit of profit here, though, with college basketball. Last night didn't feel like we got all the plays right for sure, but hey, we did hit that a single game parlay, right, with that early action with Wilmington and over in that game against William and Mary. That's what we had right here on the show. So we started off with a pretty hot day, and I had a premium pick winner, St. Francis and Wagner game to go over on the winnable package yesterday. Also, we had some show winners here, Dartmouth and Yale to go under was our selection. So we got that one yesterday. Also had winners here on Monday with Alcorn, 2-win Alcorn, but I had them as a premium pick here on the winnable app with Alcorn against Prairie View A&M. So, hey, we can sometimes delve into some of the smaller conferences to find a couple of winners here. We also had a winner on the show, Georgetown and Villanova, to go under. How about the Hoyas? A great performance in that game last night. It feels like this Villanova team is struggling a little bit. They didn't score anything in the last 5 minutes. And Georgetown got the win late, 64-63 there yesterday. Also, I want to shout out Mikey Money. I was telling him every game he was winning on the show last night. He had UAPB and Bethune-Cookman game to go under yesterday. Great job, Mikey. And let's see, I thought he had one other one here. What was it? Oh, North Carolina A&T over Hampton. What a rally for A&T. They were down double digits, came back to beat Hampton in that one. So, all right, some other exciting games yesterday. Princeton led Columbia. Beat Columbia 71-67. They trailed in the game by 20 points late in the first half. Brown beat Cornell 83-82. Was a fun game I watched. Also, Montana over Idaho late last night. 72-67. I've had the over in that one here on the show, but how did you guys do yesterday in some of the action of college and pro basketball? Yesterday we had some winners here on the show for sure. I had the Charlotte Hornets over Dallas yesterday plus those points. I also had a premium pick winner on the under in that game. Also had a premium pick winner with the Detroit Pistons yesterday as well. But after that, I had a tough time finding some winners, so I'm going to need your help today here with our 5-game pro basketball card today. And NHL yesterday, we had the Boston Bruins here on the show on that puck line, getting it done. We also had the Minnesota Wild on the road against Colorado. They got the win, not just the puck line win as I called for here. Yeah, I had a premium pick winner with the Seattle Kraken at home over Buffalo, and we gave out the over here on the show. So had some good picks there. Also, Columbus Islanders game to go under, a premium pick winner here for me. Also, Lightning and Maple Leafs game to go over, a winner on the show. We had a lot of winners on the show yesterday, including Blackhawks on the puck line against Carolina. All right. Say hello to a few more folks, and maybe we can get the show started right away. A little bit of steam has come in here today on some of our action here for a Tuesday night. And let me know if anything else is on your mind or anything else I've missed here heading into today. Fernando is here as well. There's Jerry Davis talking about that early action, and he's critical of Villanova for sure. Like I said, not the same Villanova and Sir. Okay, Thomas, thank you very much. I'll keep tabs of the consensus today, and hang tight, and we'll see you tomorrow. And let's see here. Bobby Mack is here today, Irish King, and Yo D, ready to roll for our show. And let me know. I know you guys will have, I know we'll get our soccer guys in here too a little bit, and give me that Champions League action for today, kind of some of the featured attractions. That's our day sports schedule for sure, it feels like. All right. Let me get ready here. I guess we're ready for a commercial, and then we'll start the show. Well, you can get my best picks today over at winnable.com. This is how you support me on the channel, by subscribing to my extra content. There's a lot of sports games out there every day, and well, we don't have time to preview them all, especially in college basketball. So you can get more plays from me over at winnable.com. I've got a free subscription service in there. It'll probably be where I'll pop in with some Champions League today, but I also have my premium picks in the NBA, NHL, and college basketball today. You can subscribe for just $4 to get today's plays. You can get $8, get you 7 days worth of action from me. You can set your notifications, get more picks directly to your phone. I'm a high volume player. You don't have to play them all, but you'll know who I'm on when you subscribe to my picks over at winnable.com. $20 a month is 50 cents a day. When you use the promo code STEAM, I'd like to think that it's not a pay-per-view show, but 50 cents, not a bad show. Stay here for a couple of hours. I try to make some winning picks, and I give you as much info as I can, or as I know about, when we do our morning theme show. So appreciate that, everyone. And you can click the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen to take you over to that winnable page. You'll see it right there. It has my picture on it, like the phone on the left there. And it's all payable via Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo. You can put however you pay for your regular services. This is all powered by Stripe. It's a very popular payment processor that is used by many companies here. You won't be charged anything extra or anything like that. They've got real customer service and all that. So it's a pretty serious deal, and it's how you support me here on the channel, on the Sports Money Network. I'm going to be here every day. So if you like me, why not consider getting some extra plays from me every day? I'd appreciate it. All right. Pop it back up here now and show the info there, how you can find me over at Winnable, and it comes up looking on your phone real cool. And this, like I said, the Apple Pay, the Google Pay right there, makes it really simple when you press on it. I'm sure you all order services like this through your phone and stuff like that. Also, you scroll down, it shows you how to get the free picks here. Click the 10, and that's how you'll get my free information. And then the picks come like directly to your phone, kind of like this, and you'll see them all clear. I don't have any fancy graphics or anything, or it seems like the Winnable service, they're all enamored with the guys who have their colorful with logos, and I don't have that. I just type in the plays, so it's easy to read. I don't put any parlays, or you can parlay them up if you want, but I don't get too extravagant. I just get you the info. That's what we do here. Use that promo code STEAM to save 20%. All right, fam, let's get kind of rolling here with the show. Get your pens, pencils, and rotation orders ready as we go over today's sports betting card. I think we'll be here for a couple of hours for sure today. Get your picks ready as well, and I'll handle the consensus parlay today. We already have 20 of you commented today. I'm sorry I left you guys hanging there yesterday. Thomas didn't detect any consensus plays, and I didn't either. So hopefully we'll have some today. Maybe we'll lower the standards a little bit, go down to maybe just a couple people pick of one. We want to try to get a winner here. We're on a little bit of a slump again after getting a couple winners finally, but man, we just have trouble hitting a consensus parlay here. Is it that hard? It must be. All right, a few more names coming in. We got Chosen One here. Good morning. He likes Texas Tech and Cincinnati to go under. Spoons Bets doing a great job with his content. Irish King here. He's ready for the Gulf of America. He's ready for the America Canal. We've got America Land up there north of Canada. We've got the 51st state of Canada. So, all right. And Bobby Mack's ready to go with some of his Champions League action here as well.
Play.
Why not start with a little bit of steam coming in right now before we get to the NBA? The UCLA Bruins taking the steam here right now against Wisconsin today. How about it? Bruins were minus maybe a juiced up 3, it feels like, but we're seeing this one move to 4 here right now. Pretty much everywhere. UCLA is taking this steam this morning. Our first steam look here on the show. There's been some other steam that's rolled in here this morning. We'll kind of just brush on it here real quick. Vanderbilt took some steam here just minutes ago, 5 minutes ago here it says, with Vandy in this one, taking the steam here against Alabama. They were a 12-point dog. Looks like we're down to probably 11 or so here right now with Vandy. Mostly 11.5s out there, but it's on the move here. Was as high as 12. Vanderbilt taking the steam on the road against Vandy today. All right. Let's get to the coverage here. Start with the NBA. Really, I want to look. I'm not going to necessarily call out who was it here. I want to see. I thought Thomas said NBA not a good card today. Thomas says NBA got a good card. Thomas, 4 of the 5 games have double-digit spreads now. Thomas is a great handicapper, so hopefully he'll see it better than I have so far. T-Bird, give me some winners in this one with these horrible spreads, with goofball spreads, as I might call them, and see what we got. Let me see here. Maybe have some injury information coming in already on the Knicks game. Let's pop it up here. Matt D, thank you. Oh, he's talking how the weather is there. And Jerry said, yep, a little bit of collapse there by Nova. Hey, one more steamer coming in here, coming in right now. But this one's in hockey with the Dallas Stars today at home against Carolina. Dallas was $1. Well, I thought they were $1.30 here, but we're seeing it right now. Still $1.30, but the steam might be rolling in here. Dallas is getting pretty heavy public action right now. I'm interested here. Dallas just taking the steam here moments ago, according to the line service. All right, let's take a look here with the NBA. It's the Knicks on the road against the Nets here today. And hey, the Knicks here against a familiar opponent that they kind of own for the most part, but you're going to have to lay some double digits on the road here with the Knicks favored by 11.5. And this total has dropped to 219. So about a point move on the Knicks here. I kind of rolled these lines as I got to admit, I did not see the first set of I had to sleep sometime after last night's game, but didn't catch the first set of the Djokovic match, but did then and typed in the lines, getting ready for the show here for about 3. Watched a lot of tennis. I watched a lot of the match, tried to do all the work for the show while doing it. That's how I do it, but man, that was a match. All right, Knicks here. So definitely on the move here right now. The Knicks at 11.5 and 219, maybe 219.5 a little bit here in this one. Like I said, the Knicks kind of own these guys a bit right now. Knicks come in 28-16. Brooklyn has lost 3 straight here. This is a TNT featured game tonight. So I was teasing the boys over at the Live Sweat on the Who Bangin' channel. I said, man, which game you gonna, the national TV game is kind of a dud, a dud there. Yeah, we get a little bit better game maybe with the uh, uh, Magic and the Raptors. Maybe you could switch to that one, but they want to go with the national TV game. And man, the TNT second game is the Sixers and the Nuggets. So, might be a night to enjoy some puck or some college ball. Got the Knicks here coming in off of a win over Atlanta. They won and covered, laying 7.5 last time out, but they've been alternating wins and losses here of late. Brooklyn is off a loss to Oklahoma City on the road by 26 points. It's a 16.5-point favorite. The Nets were on a road trip for sure here and now come back home, try to grab a breather here today, but no breather when you're taking on these Knicks. So go ahead in the chat. Let's see what you guys have in this one. For the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under here. I don't know if that's a way it might go here today. Brooklyn has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games at home. The Knicks are 13-9 to the over on the road. Knicks have won 9 of their last 11 games on the road, and they've won 5 straight meetings with the Brooklyn Nets. So let me go to the chat, see what you guys like in this one between the Knicks and Brooklyn. Hello, Stars. All right, it's going to be Ziggy's on the Nets here in this one. And Bobby Mack likes the under here. Thomas says, try Brooklyn here. This is a lot of points in this one. Fernando's got the under in this one, and he also likes the Knicks, getting the Knicks laying the points here. All right, not a lot. I wonder if we'll have many opinions from the All-Stars. I notice maybe when the spreads are a little higher, we don't get as many picks there. And Thomas says the books are already showing you that this game is, the books already let you know it's the over. New York has gone over in 6 straight back-to-back when they're on the back-to-back. And, of course, they were in action there last night in that game against the Hawks. They got the win and cover there yesterday. So Brooklyn has failed 6 straight games at home against the spread right now. And I guess New York's actually, I think they've won more than that. I have just 5 games listed here, but let me look back here. They've actually won 8 straight over the Nets overall. So, all right, like I said, maybe not much from you guys here. I'm going to take the Knicks to crush today against the Brooklyn Nets. I'll lay the points here. Maybe I'll be laying, maybe if I'm going to take these spreads, I'll do it on the show. Feels a little bit dangerous here, laying these big points against the Nets team. Look, we've said they've been pretty good as a cover, but really at home, they're just 6-11 against the spread. Maybe it's been more on the road. Bobby Mack, thank you. And as always, enjoy the day. And as far as the Knicks are concerned, they're nothing special against the spread, especially laying double digits, but I'll try them here in this one. All right. Next up, another dud to a certain extent with the Heat. Double-digit favorite at home, laying 11 here, and the total 221.5 in their matchup right now against the Blazers here today. But, well, we're still kind of dealing along with Jimmy Buckets here. We've got to make up a new nickname for him. I don't want to say anything that might rhyme with Buckets, but you know what I mean when it comes to Jimmy Butler right now and what he's weighing down this team. He's in the way of this team. Maybe they've got to try to resolve this, but nonetheless, they're going to be favored by 11 here against, a pretty mediocre Portland team, to say the least. Portland playing just .333 ball this season, but they are off of a win last time out. A nice win over the Bulls, 113-102 as a 4.5-point dog, as they knocked off Chicago. Portland is 21-17 against the spread as an underdog, and Miami's failed to cover in 7 of their last 10 games overall. They're off a big win over San Antonio, 128-107 at home to snap a 3-game losing streak. Miami's won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams, but Portland's been, like I said, they're on a little bit of a roll here on the road covering numbers for sure. Miami has gone over in 5 straight games at home right now, and 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. The widely reported steam is on the over here. This one was 220 or so, and now we're up to 221 and a half right now. Did get a little bit of information here in regards to the injury report. You got Bam probable here in this one. Kashad Johnson, this is the latest news here, probable for the game for the Heat here tonight. Blazers have Chris Murray, questionable. Williams is questionable. Simons is questionable tonight. So, all right, maybe we can get your opinions on this one with Portland and Miami. Portland 4-1 against the spread. Their last 5 games on the road. Miami has covered 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. Let me have it in the chat. See what you guys have in this one. Gonna start off with Chosen One. I think he likes the under here. Trevor says Miami's going to get it done. Chosen One says the Blazers here have an active schedule, playing pretty frequently here. They, of course, played a back-to-back against Houston and Chicago at home. They're playing their 4th game in 6 nights here. Okay, and Ziggy says he likes the Blazers here in this one. And Fernando wants to take the under here. I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to go with the over here in this one with Portland and Miami. Give me the over here as my play here on the Morning Steam Show. All right, but I like you guys on Portland there a little bit. I got to pay attention, make sure I'm in charge of the consensus here. All right, but I don't know if it's that overwhelming there with you guys. You got Trevor on Miami, and nobody really on the Blazers too much here. All right, I don't know. I'm not liking anything about Miami. It seems like right now, but maybe it's just my Jimmy Butler bias. All right. I mean, they came through last time. Okay, let me rearrange things here. Keep an eye on my Trump coin. That was a terrible purchase. Why did I buy some Trump? Why did I buy that Trump coin? Man, I just saw my net worth just ticking down there yesterday throughout the day. Every time that he started talking, the Trump coin was going down. The news report said that Trump made $86 million with the release of the Trump coin. Well, I guess about a dime of that was mine. So good luck to you, Don. Take my money, please. Okay. Let's go to the next. We got the game of the night. The game of the night here with the Magic taking on the Raptors. It is. I'm not kidding. And look, it's not a bad game here, certainly, when you got some crummy team like the Toronto Raptors. At least they're supposed to be in this game with their 10-32 record. Going up here against the Magic, a respectable 23-21, but the Magic have lost 3 games in a row. Coming in to this one right now, losses to Denver, Boston, and Milwaukee. I know that's a tough schedule, so give them a little bit of credit. In fact, they beat Philadelphia. Before that, they lost to Milwaukee. So tough schedule here of late for the Magic as they're on the road here against the Raptors. The Raptors are off of their own loss to Milwaukee, 130-112, as they failed as an 11-point dog. Before that, they had wins over Boston, over Golden State. So good job by Toronto in a few of those games, but they're getting just 1.5 here right now. Even the sharp books are down to 1. The move has been on Toronto here in this game. It does feel kind of a sharp play because Toronto's got such a poor record, this season, right? And for Orlando coming in, you still got Wagner out. Harris is questionable. Gary Howard is questionable. Suggs is out. Batadze is out as well for Toronto. Quickly is out. Agbaji, he is out of this one. And Boucher, he is questionable here for the Raptors. See what you guys have maybe in this one tonight with Orlando on the road against Toronto. Orlando's covered 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. In fact, they've won 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams. These two teams just played here, about 2.5 weeks ago. It was 106-97 with the Magic winning here in Toronto as a 2-point favorite. All right, so 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and Toronto long-term has won 19 of the last 25, but we know that Toronto's taken a different turn here over those past years when they were competent, and Orlando, still a budding franchise, doing pretty well. All right, let's go to the chat, see what you guys have in this one. Orlando and Toronto for straight wins out of that 6 of 7 run for the Magic over Toronto. 4 of them have come in a row here. And Orlando, 9 straight unders as a favorite for the Magic. But will they go off as a favorite here the way it's moving? I think they're going to hang on to still be the slightest of favorites. But, man, it is moving in the direction of the Raptors here. Let's go to the chat, see what you have in this one. Oh, I missed Zicky's play on the Blazers back there. Thank you. Oh, no, I think I did see that. Okay. Hey, Curtis. Nice to have Curtis here. Thank you for everything. All right. And Ziggy says the Heat have never is that what he's saying? They've never been able to sweep the 2-game series from the Blazers? All right, Cash Kane's going to start us off, and he's got the Magic to win this one on the money line. Ziggy says the Raptors have not won after 2 straight wins yet this season. Okay, yeah, the Raptors, I think what he's saying is they won those 2 games against Golden State and Boston, and then they lost to Milwaukee, and that kept that streak alive. Orlando here for Trevor, but Ziggy's going to take the Magic. Fernando likes the under in this one. I got you, Fernando. And good morning to Nuke. Nuke, hope you enjoyed the game last night. Thank you for smashing here, everyone. Smash it, like it, rub it down. Sports Money's Morning Steam Show. Thank you, Nuke. All right, I'm going to make the call here on this one. I've got to go with the Magic. The Sharpo-meter over here is telling me it's all about the Raptors in this one, but I'll just be square. Maybe call me square here. I got to take the Magic still to beat this Toronto team right now. Again, remember, I think the Magic, getting all that doing so well with their personnel, and now everyone's kind of back a little bit. So good morning to Philly Eagle Flyer there as well. All right. That's going to do it for that one, I think. Let me touch on a couple of Steam plays I think I left hanging here while we're talking pro basketball, but we got some college moves that came in. So Tennessee took some steam in their matchup this afternoon, taking on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Tennessee was a 6-point favorite, but we're seeing them go up right now to 7 here in their game against Mississippi State. Did get some, let me see, there was some injury information that came out just within the last couple of minutes. Kugel and Harris both are probable here for Mississippi State in this one, but hasn't stopped the move from coming in on Tennessee here. Move on a favorite steam in on the Volunteers. Also, Bradley and Belmont steam here to the over in this one. Wow, kind of a big move. It was 151. Looks like we're up to 153.5. And why not? I mean, these teams have been going over this season. I'm pretty sure about that. I don't think I have this one previewed today, but maybe we should have, with Bradley, a 2-point favorite here, and the total 153. How did I not include that game in the preview? That looks like an oversight, actually. All right. Over was the move there. The steam came in on the Bradley Belmont game. Also, where are my Pirates? East Carolina taking the steam here. Let's hear it from you, purple and gold fans, with East Carolina taking the steam in their matchup today. They were a 4-point favorite on the road against Tulsa, but they're up right now here to 4.5 or so in the matchup. Five. Even showing a 5.5 at plus money right now at Bet Online, but the steam has come in here on East Carolina this morning in their matchup with Tulsa. And one more before we get back to the NBA. George Mason. How about it? How about Mason here? Underdog today in their matchup, but they're taking the steam here in this one. George Mason was a 3.5-point dog to St. Bonaventure. Another decent game there, huh? With Mason and Bonaventure. Probably should have took a look at that one too. It was 3. Maybe we're starting to see some 2.5s here at South Point right now. Mason taking the steam here against Bonaventure. And, we know Bonaventure's a great cover for sure, but good game there with the two teams, 14-5 going up against 15-4. So good matchup. All right, back to the chat, see what's going on here. Oh, great. Chad, nice to see you in the chat. So, oh man, what was the game Chad was? I thought he was commenting on one of the NBA games last night. I was following on X, as I like to do during the big games, talking about the football game. But I know Chad was saying something about one of the games last night on X. Good to see you, brother. And let's get back to Nuke says the Buckeyes were easy money. Did Nuke turn off the game when it was after the 31 consecutive points? I guess he didn't realize that there late in the fourth quarter it was the Irish that were covering the spread, but they got the field goal. They got the big play from the young star Smith. So teasing there a little bit, Nuke, but hey, the Irish made a game of it. I had the loser. All right, let's go back to the action here. Trying to delay going up to take a look at these bombs of Chad. What have you done to our NBA schedule here with these 2 touchdown games today? Take a look at this one between the Sixers and the Nuggets. Now I don't know if we can get a challenge going today. Huh? Oh no, what did you say though, Chad? Let me look back on it. Chad takes the Raptors. Yeah. Hey, I'll say that, right? We know Chad's sharp, and I do agree with this that the Sharps are on the Raptors. They're screaming at me to take them, and I just can't do it because I'm so square here on the Steam show. All right, cover this one here. This is the other TNT nationally televised game with the struggling Sixers here in this one. And man, how about Russell Westbrook right now? I mean, we always want to kind of count this guy. Well, I don't know. Maybe I want to count him out there a little bit every time, right? But man, he resurfaces and doing a pretty good job. He's really done. Chemistry's working out a little bit there with Denver. Look, I mean, they're still, I say just 26-16. They're starting to put it together as expected, right? Denver with Joker, a team that's going to pace themselves, it feels like, and maybe they're just hitting a good stride here right now. It's the Sixers that are struggling for sure. They're not winning and they're not covering as big underdogs in a lot of these roles right now. What are they? 1-8-1 against the spread right now in their last 10 games, 6-16 against the spread as a dog. Denver's covered 7 of their last 10 games right now, and they crush. We always know they beat these teams. It's like clockwork. These subpar teams, they never lose in these games. Now they're a big favorite here, but the Sixers have failed to cover in 8 straight games here. Maybe there was a push back there in that Oklahoma City game, 118 to 102 back last Tuesday. Maybe was a push, but really a lot of people lost in that one too. So I've kind of chalked it up as a loss to Philly. I mean, if they're not covering 16, they're not covering 15 and a half or 16 and a half in most cases. So it's just been a bum run here for the Sixers as their season continues to tumble out of control. So injury report here, of course, you can see it by the spread. No Joel Embiid here in this one. You might even have Drummond taking this one off. We'll see. He's questionable, possible rest for Drummond today. PG questionable. Lowry out. Martin out as well. For the Nuggets, Jamal Murray on the injury report with a calf strain, but he's probable in this one. Kenkar is out of this game, and Watson is probable as well. I think he was examined for a concussion. So let's see here. And there's Spoon Bets. Great comments there about that George Mason team. Will Mason be right? They feel like that team that, we've seen Mason before, in the get a little bit of a run or something, right? They can be a Cinderella Sweet 16er, maybe. That might be a tough ask. Abel in the chat. Thank you. And Chad saying it was about the Clippers game there against the Bulls last night. Clippers with a clunker there for sure yesterday. And Abel likes Paul George and a little prop action there. Ziggy likes the Nuggets here. ATS. And Nuke, he loves to give us a hard time on the NBA. Hey, Fernando's going under here in this one. And PG there with that groin injury right now. Don't we all have a groin injury? Nuggets to roll. I'm gonna go with Kane here. I'll take this one. I'll lay it with Denver. This feels really, look, Denver, not really a great cover in a lot of these big number situations. They feel like the team that when they're favored big, they'll do just enough to get it done. So I got to take it as my free pick here, but still, they've been covering spreads of late. This is the biggest number of those. So, all right. And Chad says, do the Sixers even own? I think he's saying, do they even own their own? Do they own their own pick here this season? No, they do not own their pick, Chad. The OKC Thunder own their pick, I believe. Oh, God, I don't want to look it up necessarily right now, but I'm pretty sure that the Thunder own the first-round pick of the Sixers. Correct me if I'm wrong, fam, on that. See here, and that might be it from you guys in the chat right now. So, all right, I've made my play. Let's go to the next one. It's not any better. It doesn't get any better, you guys. But at least I'm gonna try to make a storyline out of it. The Wizards are gonna take on the Lakers tonight, and LeBron. Saw LeBron, what's in that silver cup of LeBron's when he's watching Ohio State. Where did LeBron, what were his great plays this season? He had all the Buckeye stickers on his hat there yesterday, but wouldn't have been great to see LeBron as a tight end with the Buckeyes. in his, well, if he would have played in college. So what do you do? Did anybody watch the game last night? You were like my friends and had a few drinks and were on the East Coast, watching, or not on the East Coast, yeah, on the East Coast in Atlanta, watching a game, drinking some wine, hanging out with some rich people, watching football. LeBron didn't go right to the air. Well, he probably did go to the airport pretty quickly, but yeah, he probably went down, meet those players a little bit, hang out with friends for an extra hour or two after the game. Good thing LeBron wasn't in that golf cart with the players. Did you guys see the golf cart accident with the Ohio State team? That, well, I don't want to call. Yeah, the driver, she was blonde, and she took drove that golf cart right into the wall with Howard in the car. The two MVPs, I think, were in the car. Ryan Day wasn't happy about her crashing that golf cart into the wall. Talk about I might swerve bend that corner. She smacked the golf cart right into the wall and it wouldn't restart. So, but LeBron was probably hanging out with those guys a little bit after the game, celebrating the Buckeyes' victory, and then he's got to get in a plane. He's got to, probably sleep on the plane there though. But still got to play a basketball game tonight after hanging out. These guys travel all over the place, but that was a social outing. Anyways, that's my storyline on this game, for lack of a better angle. Washington here in a big-time losing streak right now. They did get some covers, though, here during the streak. They had 3 consecutive covers against Minnesota, against Phoenix, against Golden State, and they did get routed last time out by Sacramento by 23 points as a 17.5 point dog. They're always getting double digits for sure here of late. They're struggling so bad. For the Lakers, they are coming in off of a loss. They had won 2 straight, but then they lost at the Clippers, of course, in the first of the crosstown rivalry now that they play in the Intuit Dome, but they did win against Brooklyn and Miami. Easier opponents, certainly. Before that, Washington is just 6-11-1 against the spread on the road this season, and the Lakers, well, they're 11-9 against the spread at home. They're not really having many trends, it feels like, right now, but Washington has lost 17 straight games here on the road, as I said, with just 6 covers in that run. So they've also failed against the spread in 7 of their last 8 games on the road against teams that are above 500, like the Lakers, who are 22-18 currently right now. So Washington, very poor defense for sure, especially when they're traveling. I mean, that's their big bugaboo here. Washington has gone over in 6 of their last 10, but when they're traveling on the West Coast, they seem to go over a little bit more than that. Go ahead, chat. Let's see what you have in this one. Lakers have won 6 of the last 7 against the Wizards here. It doesn't strike anything here unusual, but 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and Washington's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games. So widely reported steam did come in on the under here. I'm showing the current line is 13.5 and 229.5, maybe. I'm going to call it 229. The sharp books are actually keeping the line a little bit higher, and the square books are starting to tail it down here a little bit on that steam. So go ahead, chat. This is our last game. I don't want to force it. I don't know if we saw any consensus in there. Did you guys help me out for Thomas? He had to run to the dentist here, and see if you guys see anything here in these games. If I missed a possible consensus with our crew a little bit. So let me hear from you in the chat right now with the Wizards and the Lakers. Here we go with Cash Kane, I think, likes the under here, and Chad's probably saying, like certain roles, certain scenarios, it's probably supposed to be the Wizards here, but who could really do it, right? Ziggy will, though. And let's see here, Sub. Thank you for the soccer. I'm going to pop that up here as soon as we finish this game for our little interval here. I think a little bit. Let's see here. William Dryman here today. Hi, Bill. He likes Denver in that game back there. Thank you. Chad says Lakers or nothing for him in this one. He says it's the worst card of the year. And James Farm. Hi, James. Good to have you in the chat, All Stars, today. And he likes the over in this one. But Matt says I'm going Lakers and under here. I'm going to go the Lakers. I kind of want to look, like Chad said, like you guys are saying. Yeah, we did have someone who maybe liked the card here, but Ziggy says maybe Orlando was a consensus play there. Maybe it was. I liked Orlando, but Chad liked Toronto, so I better hold off on that. I better just take the Chad challenge in that one. All right. So I'm going to end up on the Lakers. I need some premiums on this card. I don't know how many we're going to have. We might not have very many today, if if you know what I mean. So it feels like the Lakers would probably be a premium, but I'm not sure about the total here, and I'm going to take the Lakers as my play. I don't want to, tell anybody to. I don't want to put my reputation on this one to say take the Lakers as a premium, but I'll just take them here on the show. And what is Thomas saying here? Oh, it was Thomas, right? He likes the card. It's a square card. The favorites will win. Is that what he's saying? But look, like I said, Tom T-Bird, you're a sharp capper, and I can respect that. Every situation, and look, maybe it is a good card. Maybe I'll take a deeper look, and I do like some of these totals. They're going to have some premiums, but the true test of a capper comes in kind of cards like this. So good on you, Thomas. And again, I say just an ugly card because nobody wants a bunch of double-digit spreads, but that's the way it is in the NBA. All right, Chad says it is a wizard spot. It is. Technical cappers will probably tell you here. It would be, this would stand out to kind of be a spot to take the dog. I've seen some handicappers already on the Wizards here. I'm going to take the Lakers. I'm pretty square here in this one, man. I'm like, hey, I'm going to take the parlay, the Knicks, the Nuggets, and the Lakers, and I'm going to lay 36 points today. All right. All right, I think that's going to do it for the NBA right now. Let me go back to Sub's action here. So I'll leave this up on the screen with his soccer here today, and we'll get rolling with the NHL. We did have some steam also come in that I'll pass along here right now. Missouri State and Northern Iowa. We got some steam here to the under in this MVC matchup between Missouri State and Northern Iowa. I'd say there's been more unders than overs with these two teams this season without looking it up. Was 133 in that one, but now we are down here to 132 or so in this one with Missouri State and Northern Iowa. Yep, in fact, 131 at Bovada right now. So about a 2-point move to the under in that game. All right. Thought there was one more here. Nate, you in the chat? VCU in Rhode Island, steam to the over here. Look at this one. It was as low as 147 on some of the openers right now. VCU and Rhode Island. These two teams I think have ticked to the over this season. VCU, though, they're kind of a long-term under in this role at home. These conference games when they're favored on the road in the middle of the week at night, if you know what I mean. But this one took some big move here to the over right now, up to 150. And even juiced at Bet Online right now. VCU in Rhode Island, steam to the over. All right. All right. Let's see here. Thank you, Sub, for the picks here. Benfica, uh, Madrid, draw no bet. Monaco, draw no bet. Liverpool, lay the goal and a half. And Bologna, plus a half a goal. Like that card today. All right. Thank you, Chad. Right, we'll give a better card tomorrow. No need to force it. Maybe they could just give me a day off. Okay, let's go to the puck now, you guys. I got an 8-game card. We'll find some winners here for sure after a pretty solid day on the ice yesterday. And let's take a look at the first one. Pretty good game. Pretty good game here. Here we go. The Lightning are taking on the Canadians here. The hot Canadians. Is this for real? Now we know they stumbled there just when we were about to anoint them a little bit, even in that last game, right? We knew they were kind of on a roll. Well, they won the last game. What game was I thinking of? Let me look it up here. Oh, the Toronto game, right? They did come back to beat the Rangers the next night, but in that Toronto game, they had won 2 in a row, remember? And they were looking good early against Toronto, a team, their rival there, if you will, and then all of a sudden they got blowed out by the Leafs. So, all right, Lightning here on the road, a favorite, $1.40 here. The sharp books are definitely a little lower, to $1.30 or so in this one. Look, this is actually a series that has been going over here of late. Take a look at some of the numbers between these two teams. These teams met back on December 29th, 5-2. The Canadians won in Tampa Bay in that one, and Montreal 7-2-1 in their last 10 games overall. Been kind of one of the talks of the league here of late, of how well they've been playing. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. Montreal has actually covered the puck line in 7 of their last 8 games. We know Tampa Bay has had the best of this series for sure. I mean, they've been the better team for years here now. They've won 17 of the last 21 matchups between these two teams, but there's no doubt Montreal has closed the gap here on the league a little bit for them, as bad as they've been here. They've been improving over the last season or two here, but this is about as good as it's been getting, it feels like, right now for the Canadians. Let's see what you guys have in this one. Canadians have been a pretty good underdog of late, even though they are actually a 500 record as an underdog this season. So I think that's been their good role. They're 12-8 at home this season. So not bad for Montreal for sure here. All right, let's see what you have. Right now, they're playing a lot of 1-goal games. Either Montreal's winning or they're hanging in there, it feels like right now. That's what's been going on of late. Tampa Bay lost last night. Don't forget, they're on the back-to-back. They lost that game to Toronto. I think they came all the way back to tie the game and then ended up losing the game 5-3. Before that, they had wins over Detroit and Anaheim at home. So Tampa Bay on the road here against a improved Montreal team. Let's go to the chat. Let me fire up the goalies too here. Probably got this one right with Sam, but there's no doubt. I don't know, Montreal. Maybe some of their success has been because of their other goalie as well, has been doing so well, but I would think Sam probably back in there in this one. All right. Here's Cash Gain says, take the Canadians in this one on the puck line. It's a big price today, certainly for Montreal on the puck line. They're 27-15 as a puck line dog. Tampa Bay, a puck line favorite, record of 15-14. That's not awful there, but still, to take Montreal, you got to lay more than $2 on that puck line here. So, see here. Um, I mean, I guess if Ziggy's got the over here in this one with that, like I said, with that maybe that little run between these two teams, definitely playing some overs here of late. Joe T's on Montreal here. Says the first period over in the head-to-head series. Also interesting to note there, 8 of the last 10. And Ziggy said it's been an over series for sure here. All right, I guess I'll have to make the call here in this one with my Montreal Canadiens here against Tampa Bay. Look, I think handicappers are going to want to take Tampa Bay here in this one, but I kind of want to try the Habs in this spot right now. Man, I'm kind of torn because I do like the total. I know it's been an over series here right now, and oh, I'm going to take the Montreal Canadiens in this one. Come on, Habs. That'll be my free play here. I'll take him as a dog. I don't know if I could pass it up. All right. And oh, very interesting. Thank you, Ziggy. After playing the Leafs this season, and Tampa Bay has gone over in the next, what is it, 2 or 3 games so far? Thank you. Thank you, Ziggy. All right. Follow Ziggy on X. I mean, like I said, one of the toughest things to do about look, I come here every day, right? And you guys are with me in the chat. Everyone says they're going to do a show, they're going to post pics until it's time to do so. Well, Ziggy never misses, man. Ziggy's plays are very consistent, always gets them out there, even attracts some of the attention of some of the bigger names in handicap. Ziggy's a big name in handicapping, but, Ziggy's posts get read and people react. Some big time handicappers often comment on Ziggy's plays, so he's worth a follow on X. And also tells you about getting those good lines. Okay, so I'm going to take Montreal. There's no doubt. I watched some videos last night of my favorite cappers, guys that kind of appear on shows like this, and well, I think they like Tampa Bay. Actually, I think they like Tampa Bay pretty heavy from what I've seen. So, okay, let's move on here and go with the Senators on the road, taking on the Rangers in this one. The Rangers favored here against Ottawa. Ottawa doing a great job, man, right now. You know who's got the better record of these two teams? The Ottawa Senators right now, 24-18-4. They've won 2 straight here. Rangers have won 2 of 3, but they're coming in off of a loss to my Habs, 5-4 last time out, but they beat Columbus and beat Utah. Before that, Ottawa coming here with consecutive wins over New Jersey and that wild game against Boston, 6-5. So Rangers here 6-1-3 in the last 10 games overall. So yeah, they've kind of woke up here a little bit. They're still not a profitable team at all at home. They're costing you more than a quarter of a unit per outing right now. Meanwhile, Ottawa, they're not quite profitable on the road, but nearly a break-even proposition, it feels like. Go to the chat maybe for some of your plays here in this one for the last 5 meetings between these two teams have. Let me get this straight. No, I'm sorry. Ottawa has gone under in 5 straight games on the road. The Rangers have gone under in 4 of their last 5 at home. Ottawa's gone under in 8 of their last 9 games overall right now. And Ottawa here 6-17-2 to the under on the road, 5-15-1 to the under as a dog here. So let's see here what you guys want to do in the matchup with the Senators and the Rangers. And we're going to start it off here with Ziggy. Likes the Senators here in this one. William was on the Canadians back there with me. Cash Kane says Senators on the puck line. He's not unwilling to lay 235 or so in this one, and I don't have a problem with what Kane is saying there. Ziggy likes the under here in this one. I think that's it from you guys, and I don't know. It feels almost like a consensus play. I don't see anybody on the Rangers, and I like the Ottawa Senators here. I'm going to take the Senators in this one as an underdog on the road against the Rangers today. I almost kind of wish the price was a little bit better, but I think people are kind of waking up to what's going on here with the Rangers right now. You got Merlanen in this game in goal here. He's done a pretty good job since getting some starts here. Looking at some of the goalies, Vasilevsky likely in that matchup with Montreal. And Igor, no, not quite. We don't know quite yet. But anyway, Merlanen 6-2-1 with a 2.2 goals against so far, doing a great job. Igor, still, Igor here, but he's just 15-15. It feels like so. All right, that's gonna do it in this one. I'll take the Senators here. And Cash Kane says he likes the Senators as a parlay. I don't know. We need some consensus plays. I don't see anybody on the Rangers, but at least I've got Ziggy, I've got Kane, but that was puck line. All right, not yet. No consensus yet, I don't think. All right. Hey, some steam came in just now. Let me get this. Let me take a look here. Oh gosh, you guys, there feels like an NBA game right now. I'll take this one. The Nashville Predators are taking steam. We're going to preview this one in just a few moments. But Nashville, it's one of those breakaway, overwhelming money line right now. They were around 330, 340, 350, but now they're 385 at the sharpest book here in Vegas right now. And some of the other books, DraftKings, 360. My favorite book where I pick up hot dogs a couple of times a week is up to 360. So big time steam here right now with Nashville. I don't know, they're going to be $4 by the time they drop the puck. Big time steam right now on the Predators over the Sharks. I guess I should mention it. All right. And there's Bill. He says Tampa's just not strong enough on the road in that Canadians game. Okay, let's go to the next matchup. The Wings are taking on the Flyers here in this one. And this is the most overwhelming season series of the matchups here today. This has been a trouble spot for years for the Red Wings, which is funny, right? Because we know with Philly, they're so up and down. They're hot right now for the most part, about as hot as they've been, it feels like, with the, 2 straight wins, but they've had some other wins of late here as well. 20 of the last 22 meetings between these two teams has been won by the Philadelphia Flyers. That's crazy if you think about it. Yeah, the Red Wings have been very mediocre for sure for several seasons. Maybe they've improved slightly here over the last year or two. And Philadelphia, it feels like as inconsistent as ever. Both teams have pretty much identical records coming in. The Red Wings 21-21-4, Philadelphia 21-20-6. So are they really worthy though of a $1.60 favorite when you have, an equally rated matchup? I'm showing this one actually is gone down here for sure to probably $1.45 right now, and the total still about 6 under 15. So, well, I'd say the value is with Philadelphia. I don't know if I'm willing to do it, but man, they own these guys. They own the Red Wings, and will it continue here tonight? Philadelphia is 10-3 as a favorite so far this season. So, maybe they're inconsistent, but when they're expected to win, they win. All right. let's go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one. Detroit and Philly. 6 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under. 4 of the last 5 meetings here in Philly have gone under. Philly's gone under in 7 of their last 10 games overall right now. And of those meetings that have been going under between the Red Wings and Flyers, 4 straight meetings here in Philadelphia between the two teams have gone under. All right. It's a home team dominated series of late, but only those 2 wins by the Red Wings. They were able to finally get a win in the last matchup, 6-4 at Detroit back in December. Also, Philadelphia won a meeting 6 days earlier, 4-1. So, see what you guys have in this one. And I say, let me correct the info that I said, because Detroit does have some wins at home. It's actually 20 of the last 22 meetings in Philadelphia. That is a key thing that I kind of blew it there on that trend. So hopefully I didn't screw anybody up too much. But still, home dominance by Philadelphia over Detroit. Let's go to the chat right now and see what you guys have. Like I said, it's just a home dominated series is what it is. All right, here we go with Cash Kane likes the Red Wings on the puck line here in this one. They're laying about $1.75 or so, I believe. Let me check it out here. $2.20. Yeah, thank you. No, thank you. But Cash Kane does like the Red Wings here, plus 1.5 at minus 220 today. And he's got Kane for a goal and going over here with this season series the way it is. But Ziggy likes the under in this one. Right. Oh, I mean, under is a season series. Thank you, Ziggy. Robert likes the under here as well. And I think that's it from you guys in the chat on the matchup between Detroit and Philadelphia here. So, all right, man, this one feels a little bit tricky to me today, but I'm going to trust the discount here. I'm going to take the home Philadelphia Flyers in this one in the matchup with the Red Wings tonight. Like I said, maybe there's some value here now at $1.45, I guess. I'll take the Flyers. Okay. And Cash Kane says the Wings will come out firing here in this one. Next up, you got the Hurricanes on the road against Dallas. We already talked about that widely reported steam that has moved Dallas here to, well, I'm still showing them about $1.30 here right now. Canes have won 2 straight with wins over Chicago and VGK. Dallas won against Detroit last time out 4-1 to snap a 2-game winning streak. These two teams are meeting for the second time this season. Carolina won at home 6-4 in their first matchup here. Carolina cost you about 1/4 of a unit on the road, if not a little more so far this season, while Dallas is showing profit at home with a 17-6 record at home. And handicappers are pretty much on Dallas today, it feels like. Now, look, you got 2 teams definitely going under. We know Dallas. We talk about it every time, but this is a show where I talk about what teams do every game. And Dallas now 13-29 to the under, and they're going under as if they never go over. They're 1-7-2 to the under in their last 10 games overall. 6-17 to the under at home. 9-26 to the under as a favorite. Carolina, they definitely trend a little bit under, but nothing like the Dallas Stars here. Dallas has won 17 of the last 24 meetings between these two infrequent opponents here in Dallas. Dallas here has covered the puck line in 6 of their last 7 games against Carolina, sometimes more often as a favorite. Dallas won last year here 4-2 in the last time they met in Dallas. Remember, these two teams meet just twice a year. So let's see what you guys have in the chat in this one between Carolina and Dallas. Carolina has actually won 4 of their last 6 overall coming in, and they've also they've lost 5 straight games on the back-to-back, and of course they were in action yesterday in that matchup against Chicago there, and hey, it was Chicago that ended up getting the money. Carolina won the game by a goal there yesterday. Remember, Chicago jumped out to a lead in that game. Carolina had to come back to win. That one. So maybe a little bit tough here going up against the Stars. See what you guys are doing in the chat. We've got Cash Kane likes the under, of course, in this one. I mean, look at funny, you look at the number here. There are some 5.5s out there, but there are also some 6s out there as well. I'm showing Kochetkov in goal here, going up against Ottinger today. And I think for me, look, Ottinger 23-10 at 2.26 goals against, but Kochetkov 17-9 with a 90% save percentage. Robert McCormick's on the Stars, Ziggy's on the Stars. No one's taken Carolina here, it looks like, and well, man, we need a consensus play. I guess I could go, oh, look at this, man. I'll take the Stars. We need a consensus play. I'll take them today. Give me the Stars. The steam came in on the Stars, and it still feels like a pretty good price here. It hasn't really gone up that much. So $1.29 at Bet Online, $1.22 at Circa, $1.30 here at South Point, $1.33 at Bovada. Let me know what books you'd like to hear me call out today. I mean, I monitor them all, but I'd really just use the ones that I like to play at the most here in Las Vegas. Philly Eagle Flyer says, what'd he miss? I don't know, Philly Eagle Flyer. We got a lot of lopsided games today. I feel like you guys, I'm really lucky to have 72 of you in here right now. Philly Eagle Flyer likes the Stars. So we got our first consensus play. We need another one here before the show's over. Stars for PEF. All right, next up, the Sharks. The aforementioned Sharks going up here against the Preds. I guess the line there is already a little bit off. Maybe I was anticipating the move here, but Nashville's up to I'm going to say about 370 might be the consensus price here at this point, as this one continues to rise. Showing Nashville at 380 right now at Bovada. Nashville comes in with a 3-game winning streak. Remember, we keep saying, this looks like the favorite team of sharp bettors or big bettors, right? They always take the steam, it feels like, to the Predators here of late. Well, what does that have to do with, will they win if the game gets steamed? Seems like the Predators are getting steamed every game, and they're on a 3-game winning streak. Now, come on, they are $4 favorites almost here, so not a big deal. And they're playing the Sharks, who've all lost 3 games in a row again. Nashville's just 11-8 at home so far this season here. Sometimes when I call out, I kind of leave off the ties, the overtime wins and losses there a little bit. Those are regulation ties, so I try to give you more of a grasp of what happens in regulation. So a lot of times I just lop off the ties, if that's okay. Sometimes I say it, but I show them here. Not very profitable at home. In fact, both teams, the Sharks cost you about 20 cents on the dollar on the road, and the Predators cost you about 20 cents on the dollar at home. So still a tough one to kind of figure out here. We know the Sharks are gosh darn awful, but they are 29-20 as a puck line underdog, and Nashville is 8-17 as a puck line favorite. So I'm sure the Preds will be able to smash them, but let's see if you guys think so in the chat. in this one. We'll go to the chat and see what you guys have here. Nashville's won 5 straight at home against San Jose. They've won 5 in a row, including the road games against San Jose. Still, the Sharks 14-6 as a puck line underdog in their last 20 on the road. Nashville Sharks have gone under in 9 of their last 11 games overall coming into this one. Go ahead, chat. Let's see what you have here. Is this one really getting the most comments here? Joe T, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. There, I'll put down the Canadians. Nobody liked the Lightning. Please, if you see one, Thomas had to go, so sometimes forget here. So thank you, Joe. We have our 2-teamer out there. Joe, he's probably adding his favorite matchups because Joe has won like 2 or 3 times. All right. Abel was on the Stars back there in that other game too. So, all right, here's Philly Eagle Flyers plays today. We'll include it in this group because he does have a pick here on the Predators. He got every game, I think, there, it looks like. Sharks plus 2.5 here. Oh, you know what? I like that, Cash Kane. Maybe that's what I will do. Carolina has dropped the puck line in 5 straight road games on the back-to-back. Oh, wait a minute. I'm on the wrong game there. I should have said that, man. I should have said that trend. Okay, let me clean it up here, though, actually, with the matchup of San Jose and Nashville. Nashville's actually won the last 10 meetings. I think I said 9, but it's 10 in a row, I think, now for the Predators here. Ziggy will lay it with the Predators. Philly Eagle Flyers got his soccer action in there. Thank you. Joe says he's got the over in this one at his play today. He's going to kind of ignore those, hardcore trends to the under for sure with these 2 teams. So, Joe, thank you. He says go over in this one. So, Joe's going to take the total. I guess I'll just move to the side here with these 2 teams and give me the Sharks. I'll take them plus 2.5 here in this one. I know I'm at what are we laying there with that 2.5 goals today? Look, I don't want to take the Sharks at plus 1.5 at plus 115 or so, but if this 2.5 is too crazy, maybe I will. Minus 170. Oh, all right. I'll take the Sharks here in this one. I'll probably bend it down to about 2 goals, but give me the Sharks plus 2.5 at minus 170 here in this one. That team is look. I love whatever these guys are doing with Nashville right now. Whatever they're doing, they're betting them every game. But I'll try the Sharks here to hang in there. Abel says take the Preds. Here's Robert. He likes the over as well in that one. And Ziggy says the Magic should have been a consensus, and so should the Senators. Man, okay, thanks, you guys. I agree with that one, Ziggy, about the maybe about the Magic, but Chad did go with the Raptors there and kind of gave us the Chad challenge. I ended up with the Chad challenge there. So it wasn't unanimous, and I didn't know if there was that many going on the Magic there. So, but I will go ahead and add the Senators there. No one took the Rangers, right? So far, Canadians, Senators, and Dallas, I'll say. Okay. Philly Eagle Flyer likes the Predators team total over. Here's Jermaine just showing up. Oh, he was already here. And Nasty Nate says, how about those Celtics, Ramon? Are you paying attention last night, crushing those Golden State Warriors? And I said, take the Warriors. So Nate had it right. It was a blowout. It was a blowout. All right, here we go. Got to keep it rolling here right now with the Capitals taking on the Oil. Tonight, you got the Oilers here, favored in this one, minus $1.35. The total, 5.5 over 20, maybe 6 under 20 right there, listed on screen. We're kind of showing, the total just hanging out in between those two games. It feels like the Washington Capitals are one of the best road teams for sure in the league. Let me update the scoreboard here. It says they're I don't know what it said there right now, but see all the matchups back there. You see a lot of people with those fake scoreboards in the back, and I know you guys probably know this. You see it moving all the time, but in case you're a new viewer, this I sit in front of a live odds board, so you don't have to look at my ugly mug and my no hair here as we go along throughout the day. You can just be watching behind me and see some lines in real time, or you can see there. Look at some of these. You got Texas Tech, you got Dayton, you got Akron, UVA. These are all current lines, and they update throughout the show behind me. So I know I cover up some with my big shoulders, but just part of the features here. I always said I wanted to. If I was going to do it, I wasn't going to put one of those fake scoreboards behind me. And shout out those guys at Live Odds TV. I was able to communicate with them actually a little bit through some, not on the phone, it was some correspondence. So I'm going to actually plug them here a little bit. You can get this app if you'd like, Live Odds TV, and have the same thing that I kind of do here. Look at the soccer matchups here for the Champions League tomorrow there. So, if you got multiple TVs, you want to keep a scoreboard on, I think this is a pretty good little app for your phone. So, haven't really talked about it before too much, but after communicating with them last night, after they did an update, I kind of gave them some things that I'd like to see on their great app. So, all right. Capitals here taking on the Oilers in this one. And look, the Washington Capitals are, kind of like the Minnesota Wild, one of the best road teams for sure this season. They've really been terrific right now. They're winning about 40 cents on the dollar on their road games right now. They're an underdog here today against the Oil in a great matchup, it feels like. Are people really starting to talk up Washington even more? Are they finally believing in the Senate and the Capitals here with their another winning streak here right now for the Capitals? They've won 4 in a row. They're 7-0-3 in their last 10, I believe. Here, but they beat Pittsburgh, Ottawa, Anaheim, Nashville, got the puck line in all those games here of late. They're hot again, right? With their guys. Ovi, man, what a guy, huh? And taking on this Edmonton team, yeah, hey, they're nearly as hot. They did lose their last time out. They kind of broke their streak, losing to Vancouver 3-2. Let me touch on this. So we talked about the Montreal game. There's some steam coming in right now on the over in the matchup between Tampa Bay and Montreal. Right now, steam here to the over with Tampa Bay and Montreal. It was 6 over, but it's going to 6.5. I'm not sure it's going to come back. I'm showing 6.5 under 17 at Bovada, 6.5 under 20 at DraftKings. Some of the sharper books are a little bit just heavily juiced on that 6 still, circa, or bet online here, 6 over 27. So steam coming in right now. I just want to pass that one along since we're in the hockey segment. Lightning and Canadians right now, steam to the over. And maybe it was you guys. Maybe it was Ziggy and Joe and Kane in the chat talking about the Canadians on that consensus play, because the Canadians are getting steamed here right now in the matchup. So the steam is rolled in. Maybe I should check the goalies or something. Maybe Dubs is in there for Montreal, and everybody likes this guy because the steam is coming in right now on Montreal. Well, and the over. I guess that doesn't necessarily suggest a good goaltending or good defense, but the kid's been good for sure. Okay, continue on here right now with the Capitals and the Oilers. Let's get your opinions here in this one, and I'll throw out some of the trends anyway, or in the matchup here with Washington, as hot as they've been. They've won 5 of their last 6. Edmonton's won 5 straight games at home. They've also gone under in those 5 games. Washington's also gone under in 5 straight games overall. So, good goaltending and defense, if you will. Washington 1-8-1 to the under in their last 10 overall. Edmonton 8-13-2 to the under at home. So, let's see what you guys have in this one. This is the matchup of the night, it feels like, in the NHL with the Capitals and the Oilers here. Edmonton playing clutch, no doubt about it. Here we go with sports betting Patrick. He wants my OnlyFans here, I guess. We could Ziggy's on the Caps and also on the over. Hello to Mike Clark today. Mike, good to have you there. I don't know. Is that for West Coast Conference baseball possibly? I don't know, but could be a community college, Mike. Are you a coach maybe? Here. Maybe it's something community college. I don't think that's West Coast Conference logo or anything. It could be something community college here. Let me know, Mike. I really like that. He's coming to us from X here today, so really appreciate that. And here's Caps for Philly Eagle Flyer here in this one. I don't know if I asked that before, Mike, but I'm intrigued. All right, I guess that's it for you guys here in this one. A little bit of Caps action for sure, a little bit of over from Ziggy, but not much from you guys in the chat all-stars in this matchup. All right. And the Caps have been so profitable, and here I want to feel like I want to give them a chance in this one, but all right, I'm going to try it. Give me the Caps tonight to pull off the upset on the road against the Oilers here in this one. And Jermaine said what I gave him there was West Coast Capper. Thanks, Mike. That is cool, actually. I'm going to make sure. Let me write this down. I'm going to follow Mike. Am I following you, Mike? I don't even know if you want to check on that, but if I'm not, I'm going to be following anybody who calls himself West Coast Capper. Probably am following you, right? I don't know, but I'm going to be following you after this. I'm going to write it down and follow you on X. Here, let me see. I might do it right now. I might do a live follow here on X currently. Make sure I don't miss this one from my man Mike, member of the chat all-stars here. And I hope I if that is the name on Twitter. If not, oh boy. All right, I better not do it right now. You're on the show. All right, I'll have to find you later if I'm not. Thanks, brother. Really appreciate that. I tried. Okay, I think that's it for you guys. WCC plays. Thanks, Mike. Really appreciate that. Really cool, brother. Okay, liked with his own logo and everything. Okay, that's it. I'm taking the Caps tonight. I think I'm kind of agreeing there, Jermaine. I sold Jermaine. Maybe I sold myself on that under for sure. Hey, try not to give out the premium picks here. Ziggy, you're right, Ziggy. There's no question this hockey card, even if it's not great, is better than that NBA card. Here we go. Next up, we're running out of games here in the and I'm going to preview, I believe, 8 basketball games still to come on the college hardwood. Sabres and Canucks here in this one. You got the Canucks, big favorite. Oh, where's the line? I don't even have the line up there. Probably was watching some big rally in that. How about that one rally in the 4th set, though, that had the crowd on their feet in the Djokovic match? Vancouver, here's $1.80 at some of the square books, but they're a little bit lower. at the sharp books, let's call it $1.75, and maybe 6 under 15 feels like the current line right now with these two. You got the Canucks here at 20, 15, and 10. Buffalo just 17, 24, and 5, and they've lost a couple games in a row again here right now. They're starting this West Coast swing. They lost to Seattle last time out, and the Canucks here are coming in off of a win against Edmonton, 3-2 that we just mentioned. They had lost before that to LA and Winnipeg coming in. So, what do you guys like in this one with Buffalo going up against Vancouver? Vancouver's actually won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two, and they've won 10 out of the last 14 years against Buffalo at home. Buffalo has covered the puck line in 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams. It is a little bit costly to try Buffalo here on the puck line at minus $1.63 right now, but they have covered their last 5 years here against Vancouver. The teams met back in Buffalo in November. It was 4-3 Vancouver. Vancouver actually is, like I said, they've been beating these guys. They won the matchup here last year. Vancouver did 3-2, didn't cover the puck line. So let's see what you have in this one. Buffalo and Vank. And we'll go to the chat here. Vancouver, this is starting to become a bit of an issue for sure. Vancouver has lost 14 straight games coming off of a home win. So that is concerning for sure. And they won their last game. You got Buffalo, not very good. Now, it's possible they were playing good teams, but 14 straight means that they get a little high off the hog a little bit in their next game, right? All right. Ziggy went Capitals in that other game. I think Robert's on the under here, but thank you, Ziggy. Great job in the chat. You really carried us today. Appreciate that. And Jermaine, ready to go in hockey here today. Jerry Davis here says Vancouver here winning 70% of the time when they have rest advantage. And Jermaine on the Sabres here in this one. And I'm going to agree with Jermaine. Look, maybe the Canucks will win this game, but if you've lost 14 games in a row after a win, right? That to me says you're not coming. You're having too many Budweisers after the game. Maybe you know these hockey players. Anyway, I don't want to insult any of my hockey friends. Maybe that's a compliment. I'll take the Sabres. I guess on the puck line here, still $1.65, whatever it is, $1.70. Give me the Sabres here. I'll take them plus 1.5 goals as my play. I'm on a lot of sides here. We need some total. I have all money lines and puck lines here. Oh, well, that's okay because usually the totals are, my premiums. That's what it is. I can't give them both away. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing as Jermaine. Panthers and Ducks are going to wrap us up here right now with the Panthers, a big road favorite here at 255. Panthers 27-17-3. They're here off of a win over Anaheim just a couple of nights ago, 3-0 at home, and now they're coming here to play on the road right back at you at Anaheim. The Ducks have lost 3 straight games coming in here right now. Lost to Florida, obviously. Lost at Tampa before that. Lost at Washington. They're coming home for their first game after their East Coast road trip here. That's always something that a lot of people look at. But I always say, hey, you're back at home now. I'm not worried. They say the first one is the toughest. But, okay, let's see what you guys have here. Anaheim's covered. Been covering some puck lines here of late. 28-15 is a puck line dog. 14-8 is a puck line dog at home. Florida 14-22 is a puck line favorite in this one, and they definitely, we know they're the better team and everything. You got Bobrovsky in here in goal tonight. Bob comes in with 18-11 record and 2.86 goals against, 89.5% save percentage. Luke Dostal, 11-12 with a 2.88 goals against and a 91% save percentage. So might be closer in the goaltending matchup than what meets the eye here. So let's take a look at what you guys might do in this one tonight when the Panthers meet the Ducks in Anaheim. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams in Anaheim have gone under. Anaheim's gone under in 6 of their last 7 games at home. Florida has defeated Anaheim in 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams. Of course they have, but like I said, Anaheim here can get some of these puck lines. Florida's a loser on the road. They're costing you 15 cents on the dollar every game. Meanwhile, Anaheim at home, they're a break-even proposition for the most part. Florida under in 7 of the last 8 games against Anaheim when coming in off of a win, as they are, of course, in this one, having beat the Ducks. So, okay, let me hear from you in the chat. And the hockey segment will be over here. Here we go. Let's take a look. Right, I agree. I just always say, Bud, having covered minor league hockey as a reporter, you go in to see the tubs, it's always Budweiser in the tubs, it feels like. All right. Jermaine says, if the puck line is minus 200, where is the value at? Jermaine, for me, the value, when people say value, they often just say, like, whatever side they like, like, I think the value, and it's a fair statement. I don't critique anyone for saying it. I just don't use it myself in saying, like, say I like what did we like, you and I? We liked Buffalo, right? So we say, oh, the value's on Buffalo. To me, honestly, the value to me is if the line is moved, maybe on some sharp action, in one team's favor, I guess. So to me, in the Buffalo-Vancouver game, there hasn't been much line movement at all. If anything, the line has moved higher for Vancouver, so I think that Buffalo offers the value. It's like going to the grocery store, right? What is an item that has a lot of fluctuation in price? Something where, like, bread, I don't know, a loaf of bread, it's $2 this week and it was $3 last week, so the value's on bread. I just think the value is when the line is better for one team over the other. Now, I will say this, and maybe what you're saying is, so if a team like in this matchup with Buffalo is Vancouver's minus $1.80 or so, Buffalo on the puck line is plus 1.5 at about minus 165. If I'm like in a toss-up situation, I'm going to gravitate towards that cheaper line at $1.65. Same goes true for the dog, right? You got Vancouver minus 1.5 at plus 135, and Buffalo's plus 155 on the money line. So, if anything, I think Buffalo is the value in that game. But to me, value is the best line compared to the earlier line without any injuries, too. Don't forget, if a game moves because of injury, you should really wipe out any of the previous lines. If an injury, you get, say, the big injury news and the superstar player's out at 3 p.m, you might want to just eliminate all the line moves before 3 p.m, although situational handicapping is not necessarily always reflective in the line. So hopefully I've confused everyone enough. Here's Jermaine on the Panthers in this one, laying 2.5. He says the Ducks might have a problem. Johnny says Florida first period and puck line. Robert's on the under here. And good morning to our Tomps. And there's snow in Mississippi. Is there going to be snow in Florida today? Apparently, uh, being from Southern California, and yeah, I mean, there's never snowed where I lived. Never ever snowed wherever I've lived. Even here in Vegas, I've never seen snow in front of my house. Now there's a big mountain over here, Mount Charleston, that is a great place to go see snow and to hike and everything. But I have to go to the ski slopes and whatever. Never woken up to snow in my life. Hey, Tex, there you go. And canned tuna has fluctuated. One day it's, you're right though, seafood, right? Because it kind of goes uh, there, and some chicken. Oh, okay. All right. Let's go with. I'm taking the Florida Panthers in this one to roll over. Hey, I've got to take. Am I just taking all sides and total? Get my totals on the Winnable app if you want my red hot totals over there. That's what I'll have in my little Winnable app. That's it for hockey. Let's move on. Thank you guys. Great job. Please don't forget to inform me if I miss the consensus, you guys. I don't think we were too heavy on that one. Maybe we liked Florida, but I'd prefer if it was all the same type of play too. Okay, let's go. We've got a little bit of time to cover some basketball here before the bottom of the hour. I think we can get out of here and do the drawing. I've got my feet ready here for a nice 35 game card, I think, in college basketball. One note here, we do have one postponement today due to the wicked weather here in that belt game with Utah and Houston was postponed today. They'll make that one up there. So we did know about that going into the card, so you may have known it as well. But if you have a rotation order or something and you're like, where is this game? One postponement today with Utah and Houston. Good card, though, here. And like I said, man, I really ignored a couple of these matchups that I didn't really do it much service here. So apologies. If you like a matchup, maybe we can go over some of it. Let's go to the college basketball card. And, well, I got to pick this one with Nate in here right now. We did. Oh, let me quickly go on some steam here that came in. Western Michigan was taking the steam against Northern Illinois. It had dropped all the way down to 9, and now is getting steam back up. Western Michigan is now back up to a 10.5 point favorite in this one in their matchup against Northern Illinois. Steam right now coming in, a game we just talked about and a game we all pretty much agreed on. The Ottawa Senators are taking the steam here right now. They're going to be down to a pick 'em here. It was a consensus play. Interesting that two plays that we deemed a consensus play have been steamed since we said it would be a consensus play. And Ottawa taking the steam right now in that matchup against the Senators. They're maybe at plus $1.05. They might be moving to a pick 'em. Ottawa took the steam. All right. Let's see. Do we have one more? Okay, yes. Ball State and Central Michigan took some steam here to the under. It was 140.5. Right now it's gone down here to 139.5 at some of the sharper books. Many of the books right now. 139 at Bovada right now, steam to the under, Ball and Central Michigan. All right, here's the matchup with VCU taking on Rhode Island here in this one. CBS Sports Network at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. It's the Rams that are on a 4-game winning streak right now. Winners over St. Joe's, St. Louis, Fordham, and Loyola, covering 3 of those games. For Rhode Island, they're 3-0 against the spread as an underdog this season. They're coming in for that big-time win over Dayton. They didn't cover, barely 92-90, but still an important win for Rhode Island here. And you look at the standings currently, it does feel like at this point in the A10, pretty good game here. We got VCU 4-1 coming in to this one. Rhode Island 3-3 right now, and VCU trails Mason by a half a game in the standings right now. So let's see what you guys might be doing in this one today with VCU taking on Rhode Island on the road. Like I said, Rhode Island 3-0 against the spread as an underdog, but VCU 10-5 against the spread as a favorite. Just 3-3, however, against the spread on the road. So, do you like this game at all in the A10 with VCU taking on Rhode Island? Go to the chat for any comments here. We know Nasty Nate's going to be on his Rams here in this one. Is it an insult to call someone a homer, or is it a sense of pride? I don't want to. I mean, I've never really seen Nate go against his. He says though, if he takes props, it's usually against his team. So I think that was a fair statement by my man, by Nate. All right. Robert, though, is on Rhode Island as well. And here's Toucan liking the Rams. This sounds like this seems like a Rams game here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he says VCU. Okay. Oh, thanks, Sub. Wow, let's talk about it. So Sub says tomorrow this will be a new debut show apparently for our coverage. I'm gonna join the guys, I think, for this one with the UEFA Champions League. We'll do a live stream for tomorrow's action. Here we know we got a big card today, but maybe the best games are tomorrow, and we'll be here for action starting at 3 Eastern, probably before that. I would imagine this show will start at 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific, maybe a little later. But I mean, when you got 7 games to go over tomorrow, we'll do a UEFA Champions League live stream. Look at some of these matchups tomorrow for sure. I would think the best matchup certainly Man City going up against PSG. You also have Lisbon against Leipzig, Brest on the road against Shakhtar. You also have Celtic in action at home as well. Inter taking on Sparta, Girona taking on Milan. So thank you, Sub. We'll have live coverage tomorrow, UEFA Champions League, here on the Sports Money Network. All right. Let's get a few more comments in there from a chat. Tex, wake and win. Tex, you missed. I'm not gonna criticize Tex. Certainly he does the work, but you missed a good match, my friend. You probably should have been checking this one out for sure. Doesn't matter if you wake and win. That's a good thing, but you missed a pretty good match, man. All right. Bobby Mack will be there, it sounds like. Okay. Hey, let me make a call. So, maybe it was a little bit of a toss-up from you guys in the chat after we saw a head fake there. And the role for it seems like a pretty good role for VCU here. These two teams have kind of trended over. You got Rhode Island 8-4 to the over at home. VCU 9-6 over as a favorite, but I'm going with the under in this one with VCU and Rhode Island. I think VCU, for the most part, kind of long-term maybe are more of an under in this role. I think I'd mentioned that actually. Maybe it wasn't that game. Let me see if we have this. If not, we'll just move on. But there is kind of a long-term trend, I think, on VCU on some of these conference road games, I want to say, but I don't know if I can find it right now. So anyways, just let me take the under here in this one with VCU on the road against Rhode Island, and we'll move on to the next one. Like I said, I think I got 8 games here ready to be previewed, but Yeah, VCU definitely in a little bit of a situation. They definitely go under this number. Oh, that's what it was. The steam was in on the over, right? Yeah, I'm going to go under. Okay, here we go. Nate's going to take me to the game there when I go to Providence. Yeah, you know what? And if there was a toucan, right? Remember Alcaraz, he had that. He look, you're not going to say Carlos Alcaraz choked. He's a great player. He's going up, this was a great match, but Alcaraz had his chance to kind of get back into the match. And at the key moment, I don't want to say blew it. Technically, he blew it because he didn't make the winning play. But all right, Philly Eagle Flyers got some action there. Jermaine, I think this is what you're kind of look. There's no added board. There's no extra board today, so I think this is the game you got. VCU and Rhode Island. Other than that, we're probably going to stick to the majors today. But hey, let me try to pass along a little steam here. Maybe that'll make up for it. Central Florida and Iowa State getting some steam here right now in their Big 12 matchup here on the over in this one. We're seeing the steam move come in. Central Florida and Iowa State. Steam to the over here at it was 152, but it's up to 153 and a half or 154 right now. Steam to the over here, Central Florida and Iowa State. Also, moments ago, George Mason and St. Bonaventure, that Mason team, we already kind of talked about this one with the steam that came in on Mason, and now here comes steam on the under in this one. It was 126, but we're down to 125, it looks like right now, with Mason going up here against Bonaventure. Also, Louisville and SMU steam to the over in this one. Uh, I'll just come clean. I was liking the over in this matchup, and it'll probably be my play. So, if you were looking to get on it here, I'm going to go with the over with Louisville and SMU. I got it in the preview, but we need to pick up the pace. Steam came in on the over. It was a good 8 or 9 minutes ago at 157. We're up to 158 or more. High scoring game expected with Louisville and SMU, and I'll take it as my play here. Also, that's it. That's it on that one. Okay. Let's keep it moving here right now. Okay. Oh, okay. So Nate's taking me in there, and it's a good seat and a good ticket. So I'd be privileged. He's saying to get to that good seat. Thank you, Nate. All right. Okay, cool, Jermaine. I'll try to throw in some more here if I get it. And if you go back and I know you missed some of the show, we definitely had some moves here for sure throughout the show right now. Let's keep it moving here, shall we? With the next matchup, Mississippi State taking on Tennessee. Great matchup here of top 15 teams. You got Mississippi State 15-3, Tennessee 16-2 coming in. Tennessee lost, remember, last time out to Vanderbilt in an upset on the road, 76-75. The Bulldogs come in here. They've failed to cover in 3 straight. They've actually lost to UK and Auburn before beating Ole Miss. There's Ole Miss 84-81 as an 8-point favorite and a big time over there in that one. So let's take a look here with Tennessee. This one's actually up to 7 here right now. We said that steam came in on Tennessee, and we're seeing the line currently at Tennessee -7 here, -8, and up to 142 on that widely reported steam. So let's see what you guys might do here in this one with Mississippi State taking on Tennessee. Mississippi State 3-1 against the spread on the road. This is the first time Mississippi State's been an underdog in second time Mississippi State's been an underdog this season. Tennessee is 11-6 as a favorite. So, they've been heavily favored in some games, but still getting the job done for sure. Tennessee's gone under in 7 of their last 10 games overall right now. So let's see what you might have in this one with Mississippi State taking on Tennessee here today. In this one, you've got Tennessee having won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams, but Mississippi State 6-1 against the spread on the road in their last 7 road games. Some of them dating back to last year, but it's been a pretty good role for them as an underdog. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. And like I said, it just feels like Tennessee, with their strong defense, can maybe get this one to go under. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go under this inflated number here at 142 and kind of buck this steam that just came in on the over with Mississippi State and Tennessee. Give me the under in this one. All right, we've got Jermaine says he'll take Tennessee here. Robert's on the over here, rolling with that steam. Also, Cash Kane says he's got Tennessee, says Mississippi State battling the injury bug here a little bit. They're somewhat significant injuries for sure. You got, as I said, Kugel and Harris, I think, but I'm listing both of them as probable in this game. So, all right. Give me maybe I'm missing one here with my injury report. Let me know there, though, Kane. But their guards have definitely been been out. I don't know if they said what the reason was. Joe T says Mississippi State and the over. Thank you, Joe. I'm sorry I went against you. If I would have saw that, I would have pivoted there a little bit, but Joe likes the over, so Joe and I are heads up here in this one. But I'm not going to ever take the, I'll pivot away from some of my guys from the sports money team. You get plenty of plays on here. I try to make sure we give out as many plays as possible. I'm not on every side in total, just most of them. They asked me on a show the other day. They didn't believe me. They're like, "How many games? How many games did you bet?" It was Saturday, right? How many games did you bet? There were 146 games. I said, "I bet about 100. I got about 100 bets." They didn't believe me. But again, college basketball, there's so many games, and there's a lot of volatility. When I say, unit bets, quarter unit, half a unit, 3/4 of a unit, 1 unit. I think you know what that means. I'm not out here throwing down nickels on 100 games. Okay, that's just not the way I can play this game. I'm a pretty humble guy here in the satellite studios. They say, "Hey, if you're so good, why do you need to do a show and hustle picks?" Well, I guess if I were playing 5 dimes and hitting at 65%, maybe I wouldn't do the show here. But, we just kind of collect the small pots, keep it going, try to handicap these games and get them right. Next up is Texas Tech and Cincinnati. Here in this one, you got Tech on the road, -2, the total 133.5 here in this one. These two teams have been playing some unders for sure this season, but I don't know if that's going to be the case necessarily this time around. It's mostly Cincinnati, right? Under in 9 of their last 10 games overall, 2-9 to the under at home this season, and 2-15 to the under overall for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Now Texas Tech is 10-6 to the over as a favorite here. Cincinnati is just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games. They're also 0-2 as an underdog so far this season. The Edmonton Oilers are getting steamed right now, fam. We talked about that game earlier, and I said I was on Washington, so I did give them out. Didn't bet it because I wait till after the show, so I'll get value, right? Jermaine, steam is on Edmonton here against Washington. $1.40 now up to $1.45 or higher with Edmonton. So the value is on Washington. All right. My definition of value, anyway. All right, keep it going here with Texas Tech and Cincinnati. You're welcome to chime in with your selections here right now. Texas Tech, dating back to last season, talk about their overrun a little bit. Even though we mentioned Cincinnati 5 straight unders now at home, but Texas Tech over in 10 of their last 15 games on the road. Cincinnati, an underdog here. They've won 14 of their last 16 games at home. They're 8-2 straight up at home this season, but Tech is undefeated on the road right now. They come in with the better record, 13-4, but Cincinnati 12-5. Both teams have won a couple of games in a row right now. Tech beat Arizona and covered at home. They they beat K-State on the road by 4, did not cover 6.5. Cincinnati beat ASU by 7 as a 10-point favorite, and they won at Colorado by 6 as a 3.5-point favorite. And they're on that underrun, as I mentioned here right now. So go ahead if you like it. In the chat, Texas Tech and Cincinnati here this evening, 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific. Let me go to the chat here and see if you guys like this one with, let's see here. Oh, lean. Okay, I got you, Joe. I got you. Thank you on that. Donut Silks, good morning and hello. He's celebrating the Buckeye victory. And here's Fernando on Texas here. Jermaine likes, or Texas Tech, I think we know what he means there, right? That was the Texas Tech game there. All right, and Tech for Jermaine as well. Here's James Parham likes Tech. Mike Clark likes Tech. I think I'm about to put Tech down as a consensus play here. I think you guys like Texas Tech, so I'll put that in as a consensus for you guys. And I'll take the over in this matchup with Texas Tech. I'm sorry. Make sure I get this right here. Yeah, I'm going to take the over in this one with Texas Tech and Cincinnati. There's no doubt Cincinnati's a huge under right now. I would think if Texas Tech wins this game, it's going over. I'm pretty sure you guys agree with me as far as the way the game's going to have to go. I don't think if Cincinnati bogs down, look, they're having a great run at home. They are hard to beat. But you guys like Tech. If Tech wins, I think it goes over. I think Robert knows that too. And also, let's see here. Sports Betting Patrick says Tech some great price, getting them at two. The only thing that worries me, like I said, is just the fact that Cincinnati, they just don't really lose at home. But again, 0-2 as an underdog this year. So that's interesting, right? Cash Kane likes Tech. This is obviously a consensus play. Okay, let's keep it going. Good job, you guys. Ohio State and Purdue. Probably could have, you're right, Jermaine. I probably could have thrown in a few more of those good matchups here, and I'm going to be throwing them down in my winnable there, not to make you or anybody else subscribe, but probably did pick a few too many of the big games here when we had some other matchups, as I said, that I kind of overlooked here. I start with kind of the major TV games because like not everybody gets ESPN Plus. So when I look at the college basketball schedule, I kind of look at the major, the ESPN networks, and then not ESPN Plus, but ESPN, ESPN2, CBS Sports Network, the Peacock, and all the major TV games that people are going to watch. And then I kind of go down from there. But maybe some of the matchups here in conference play could have given some better attention a little bit. All right. But this one's certainly pretty good with Ohio State coming in just 10-8 though. But Purdue ranked 11th right now at 15-4. Purdue is 11-5 against the spread overall, 9-5 against the spread as a favorite coming into this one. The Buckeyes, they've had their struggles here, but they're not a bad defensive team for sure. They've also been trending under a little bit as an underdog. Ohio State 1-5 to the under as a dog so far this season. They've also gone under in 4 of their last 5 games on the road. The Buckeyes have covered 7 of their last 10 road games overall, dating back to last season. I think they're just 500 so far on the road this season. Purdue has defeated Ohio State in 5 of the last 6 meetings. Between these two clubs, Purdue is undefeated at home. Ohio State just 1-3 straight up on the road. Let's see what you guys have here in this one. Probably shouldn't have picked a 10-point spread when we could have picked the Belmont game, right? I'll do better tomorrow on some of that here, but let's see what you guys have in this one. I know what I'm doing, so let me know what you're doing. I'm going under in this matchup with Ohio State and Purdue here. Purdue has had some long-term trends, I think, that kind of hint to the over here, but I'm going to go under in this matchup. Let me go to the chat and see what you guys have here in this one. Ohio State taking on Purdue. I think for Purdue, you look at their home games against conference teams, they do have a tendency to be a little bit higher scoring for sure, especially of late. Let's see here. They went over in the game against Nebraska, 104-68. It was 140 points against Northwestern. That's still under this number, but it wasn't over in that game. Purdue's on a roll right now covering spreads for sure. How many in a row is it? Did I say? It's at least 5 in a row. I didn't write it down. Darn it. Let me look here real quick. Purdue's covering so many numbers in a row. Let's see. They covered against Oregon by 7 as a 2.5-point dog. They laid 8 to Washington and covered. They laid 8 to Nebraska at home and covered. They covered against Rutgers, won by 18 as a 3-point favorite. And they beat Northwestern by 18 as a 6-point favorite. Purdue on a roll. All right, here we go. Let's see if you guys have anything in this one. Is Joe going over in this one? Here's Robert. He likes Ohio State in the first half. Donut Silk says they've been close games. They lost to Indiana by 1. They lost to Wisconsin by 2. They got the cover in that game. And they lost to Oregon by 2. Don't forget, they also lost to Minnesota, Donut, by 1. So they, really, they won that game. But you know what I mean. They were all close. Okay, I'm glad, Jermaine, you got that other game because I was, like I said, I kind of blew it there. I'm not previewing some of those good games that probably deserve it. Should always be thinking about Jermaine once these, right, because anybody can pick these big games, huh? All right, I guess I stated it. I'm on the under in this one. Missouri and Texas, I think, is certainly worth a look here with Texas. It's a closer spread, so why not? Texas at home here against the 22nd ranked Tigers. Texas 12-6 coming in. Missouri is 15-3 coming into this one for Texas here. They've covered 5 of their last 6 games at home, but Missouri's covered 6 of the last 7 meetings right now between these two teams. Been a good series, certainly for Missouri. The widely reported steam did come in on Missouri in this one, and I don't know, people are kind of suspecting that Missouri's little run here that they're on could be halted here tonight on the road. Missouri's won 4 straight games. They've been covering games pretty much left and right. Now they covered against Arkansas, covered against Florida. I don't think they covered against Vandy, but they did cover against LSU, and when they were a big dog to Auburn, they got the money in that one. Missouri is 4-1 against the spread as an underdog. Texas just 7-6 against the spread as a favorite. Texas comes in off of a loss to Florida, and they've been struggling. They did beat Oklahoma, won and covered as a 2.5-point dog, 77-73. But before that, conference losses to Tennessee and Auburn. But they did get the money in those games, and they also got beat up by A&M. So 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under here, but let's see what you guys have. Missouri and Texas here tonight in the SEC. So, SEC, they've transitioned, right? Everyone made fun of them because of the bad football season. Well, they're a basketball conference now. All right, I like Missouri in this one, you guys. I know people are going to kind of maybe think Texas. You get these, you get these ranked teams going on the road against good, decent teams. Texas might be a little bit down, and usually it's a little bit trappy, but the steam, like I said, the steams come in on them. I like Missouri in this game, you guys. Fernando's on Texas though, and Joe likes the over in that Ohio State game. Robert's with me on Missouri. You know how we agree, Robert and I. Maybe we should have our own little consensus there. And Johnny, Johnny says, you know what? Just got to take a chance here. I like that. Spray and pray. What else could they be? Sprinkle and tinkle. Anybody even use that term? Do anybody remember watching the match game? They say tinkle. You know what tinkle means? All right. Take it here with Missouri. I'll be my pick. I'll take the Tigers on the road against the Horns. Next up. But I like Missouri, even though we did the Horns there. Next up, stay in the Big 12 here right now with Arizona on the road, laying those points, 9.5 here to Oak State in this one. Yeah, Arizona, it might be in a little bit of a good position if you consider right now going up. They're 11-6. They were on a winning streak before they lost that last game to Texas Tech, 70-54 on the road. They got blowed out, but Oklahoma State's been pretty bad this year against the number, 5-12 against the spread overall, 1-7 against the spread as an underdog coming into this one. So not great right now for Oak State. Probably, still a pretty high spread. They'll have to cover 9.5 to get this type of price here. And, Oklahoma State's had some wins at home for sure. They beat Colorado 83-73 is a 3.5-point favorite last time out. They also beat Kansas at home 79-68 is a 2.5-point favorite, but they were favored, in those games here. So, maybe that is where the difference is, and maybe Arizona hasn't shown yet their hand, or maybe they just have kind of underachieved a little bit. They're 2-4 against the spread on the road. So, in their last 6 games here. Arizona has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games on the road. Oklahoma State has gone under in 5 of their last 7 games at home. Give me the under in this one with the Wildcats and the Cowboys here. Let's go to the chat. No, nothing from the chat. Just me and Robert agreeing as usual. And he likes it. So I think I said it before Robert typed it in, so I'm not copying Robert. We just agree on a lot of games. Hey, I got some NBA steam coming in here right now as we get ready to kind of wrap up the show. How about Orlando and Toronto? We're seeing steam to the under here. We know, man, Orlando's had some run of unders, haven't they? And the steam's coming in here right now. That's probably making my card. I was already on it. Hopefully it doesn't go down too much. Otherwise, I might have to take it off the card. But steam is coming in under here at probably 214 right now with Orlando and Toronto. I got a few more here right now, and we'll take a look here at a few more matchups, and the show will be over. North Carolina is taking on Wake. Here in this one, you got the Demon Deacons favored here by 1 right now. Is that right? And the total in this one is 147.5. Yeah, it's one, maybe even 1.5 here right now. There is a little bit of steam coming in. Let me just tie this one up. Uh, UAB is taking steam right now against UTSA. UAB, it was an 11.5 point favorite. They're going to go up to 12.5, it looks like here right now with UAB and Wake Forest. Steam here to the Blazers. Sorry about that. Blazers getting steamed right here against UTSA in this one. All right, here let me go. Let me get back to the coverage here. North Carolina taking on Wake. North Carolina 12-7. Wake Forest on a roll, 14-4. They're on a winning streak right now. This is great news for Wake Forest here. Look, I don't want to say they're underrated yet at this point, but they beat Virginia Tech 72-63. They beat up on Stanford. They covered against Miami in a win. They covered against the Qs in a win. They beat NC State, but they are 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. But North Carolina just 2-4 against the spread on the road, but they were on a winning streak before they got upset by Stanford at home on Saturday. Was it Saturday or Sunday? It was 72-71. Carolina has won 14 of the last 18 meetings against Wake. I don't know if that really surprises anybody, but Wake here with 5 straight home wins right now. They are 9-0 at home this season, while Carolina is just 1-4 straight up as an underdog right now. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. So, what do you guys say in this one? North Carolina and Wake Forest. Can Carolina kind of go back to the series ways here and get this win? The Demon Deacons have trouble against good teams, even when they're clicking, it seems like. But will that be the case necessarily here in this one with North Carolina and Wake? Go to the comments, see what you guys have here in this one. It's going to be, yeah, thanks, Fernando. We might lose our premium there. Robert's on the Tar Heels. Chosen One's on Wake. And Jermaine says, wake me up before you go. I'll take Wake. See, Robert and I don't agree on every game. I'll try Wake to try to, wake up against Carolina here. They've struggled against Carolina, no doubt about it. But again, Carolina is always going to be pretty good. Teams met here last year, 92-85. Wake got the win. Wake also won the year before that at home, and there wasn't much difference between the two teams then, right? If anything, Carolina was probably a little bit better. So let me go ahead and take in this one. I will take the Demon Deacons. All right. Thank you to the chat. We got a few more here, just a couple more. Louisville and SMU. We talked about this one already with that widely reported steam that came in on the over, and I said, I like it. Take the over here in this one. What's it up to now? 158.5. SMU favored by 1.5. So I'm already on the record. You can already chime in if you want in this one. I said I liked the steam in that game, so I won't back off of it now and got to lay the extra points here a little bit in the matchup. But SMU's gone over in 9 of their last 11 games at home right now. Yeah, maybe Louisville has gone under in the roll a little bit over the last season or two. It does feel like Louisville has maybe a little bit lower scoring games than this big total there. But again, this is a big total for a reason with these two teams matching up, Louisville and SMU. It feels like it's going to be, look, if it doesn't go over, it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be stuck at 130 or anything like that. Or will be under by just a few points because maybe it's a little bit high, and maybe that's why I'm going to go with it as my free play. But you just look at some of the Louisville scores. in these conference games, these road conference games a little bit have been a little bit lower scoring. Let's see here. Well, I don't want to count. I always throw out the Virginia games, right? They went 120. I will say it went under against Virginia. That's always something to note. Not under is surprising, but it was 130. So SMU has gone over in nine. What did I say? 9 of their last 11 at home, right? So give me the over. Louisville 6-13 to the under for sure. But note they are 3-10, 3-9 to the under at home and 3-4 to the under on the road. So yeah, they still trend slightly under, but again, maybe they do their best defensive work or lower scoring games at home. So give me the over with Louisville and SMU. Roberts on Louisville. A couple more here right now with Wisconsin taking on UCLA. How about that? A pretty good night game here at 9:30 Eastern and 6:30 Pacific. Peacock. I was going to say on the cock. Wisconsin on a roll here right now with their winning streak for sure, looking terrific. Of late wins over USC, Ohio State, Minnesota, Rutgers, and Iowa. They covered 3 out of those 5. They failed at home against OSU, laying 6.5. They won by just 2, and they beat up on Minnesota, right? What was it, 80-59? They covered in that one, didn't they? I know they were laying a big number, but I forget now. All right, for Wisconsin, they've gone over in 7 of their last 8 games on the road here right now. They're 5-1 to the over on the road here in this one. I'm showing handicappers already pounding the over in this game. Now UCLA is 4-8 to the under at home, but they have gone over in 7 of their last 10 games. UCLA is on a roll. They've gone 4-1 again. They're on a roll as well, I should say. At home, they've struggled. Remember, they struggled on that road trip. Let me not say it incorrectly, but they've covered 4 of their last 5 games at home. They've won 10 of their last 11 at Pauley, but they ended up on that losing streak on the road. Remember, they lost to Nebraska, they lost to Maryland, they lost to Rutgers. Sandwiched in there was the home game. They lost to Michigan. Now, they did beat Iowa here the other night, covered the 6, did a good job. I'm just going to let's see what you guys have before I make any comment here. The widely reported steam did come in on the Bruins in this one. So let me see what you guys have. These 2 teams haven't met in 7 years here. So going to go with Joe here. Joe, he's definitely a Wisconsin insider for us. He does like Wisconsin. How are they underdogs by that many points? I agree with that, Joe. He says, Joe T says, give him Wisconsin. I can't disagree with him there. So let me go with Joe. Let's take it, Joe. Let's do a little combo play here with Joe and I today. I'll take it with you. Let's take the Wisconsin Badgers here against UCLA. I'm showing handicappers coming in on Wisconsin by about a 4-1 ratio. Robert's on the under here. I don't know if I'm feeling it with my man here at this point, but there's no doubt. There's, like I said, the Bruins at home, more of an under team for sure. And Sports Betting Patrick says no spot is a UCLA spot. I'm almost tired of Cronin's. I'm sure he's a lovable man. Hey, Johnny Walker is a Bruin alum. And what do you think of the, what do you think of not necessarily of how they're performing, the Bruins and the Trojans, but do you like the Bruins in the Big Ten? Okay, I need my my TweetDeck computer went off here. I don't want to miss anything, so I just saw an update with my man. One of my favorite high school football players took a trip to was going to be taking a trip up to Oregon this weekend. A football player. I'm a little late to be taking your trip there, but all right. He does not like it. Okay, yeah, kind of hard, but want to be tradition there. All right, yeah, and sports betting Patrick says that I agree. Sports betting Patrick that it gets a little tired, right? I mean, and again, maybe they didn't respond. He tried to get something out of him and went about it the wrong way. I think. System play. Johnny's so old. He's I think I don't want to say Johnny want to say it like that, but I think he was saying back he might. I don't know if this means that maybe Johnny even dates himself back to the Pac 8. Is that right, Johnny? All right. One more, please, if I may. BYU in Colorado tonight. This is it. The show's over. Thanks, everybody. Type your name in the chat or type something in the chat. I don't even know why I'm previewing this one. We skipped all those decent games, and this one has a matchup of teams that are, well, what can you say? They're losing right now. Colorado's on a losing streak. BYU's on a losing streak. The only reason I went with this one is because I got a pick, I think, is what happened there that I liked. BYU, they are 0-5 on the road, I think. Let me get these numbers right. 0-4 against the spread on the road this season, but and Colorado just 1-4 against the spread at home. But let me know. I probably picked a bad one here. We should just end the show right now and end me at this point for picking this game. But I'm taking BYU tonight, lay the points on the road. Let's get out of here. If you want to pick this one, go ahead. I didn't even read off any trends because this was a bad choice to pick this game. BYU's gone under in 5 of their last 7 games on the road, dating back to last season. Let's go to the drawing, man. I should have listened. Jermaine said, give me some of those other games. I should have done it. So, okay. Yeah, for sure, Johnny. We lived it, right? Just the Rose Bowl was such a big deal. And I know we got a typical matchup this year in the Rose Bowl, so that was okay too. But, they're getting what they asked for. They went up and look, I don't think they're necessarily as bad as they've looked in the 2 sports. I think it's tough to make that trip back and forth. Yes, those teams have to come out here too. But all right. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you. Mike. Thank you for everything today. You did a great job. Let's do the drawing. Let me do the commercial. Remember, you can get my best plays today over at winnable.com. I'm going to be firing in college basketball here, coming off a day. We got mediocre results for sure. Yesterday, I went 7-5 with my picks over at Winnable yesterday. Went 2-1 in the NHL, 3-2 in college basketball. So that will show a little profit in the green yesterday on Winnable. So, hey, please, if this is how you support me by subscribing to my picks, click on that QR code. It's 50 cents a day. Just pretend you're paying 50 cents pay-per-view to watch me for 2.5 hours, giving you a bunch of information. I'd really appreciate it. It'll keep me coming back here to the Sports Money Network every day, doing the show. We got big things planned for you here. I'm part of the family with the boys, Jeff and Mikey, proprietors of the channel here. So please check me out over at winnable.com to get more plays from me today. I'm going to sit here for another hour or two, putting my plays in before, I'll probably have to grab my nap before those late Champions League games. I probably would sleep through the first 2, but hey, you guys think I stay up 24 hours. I got a little window of sleep in there, 2 or 3 hours every day in the morning. So don't call me. Don't hit up the customer service line, between noon and 3 Eastern, okay? All right, let's do the drawing here. Type in anything in the chat if you want to be alive for our consensus play. I think we just have a 3-teamer in hockey, guys, for someone to win. I don't think there was any. Oh, no, we got Texas Tech as well. It's a 4-teamer, I think. Texas Tech plus Montreal, Ottawa, and Dallas in hockey. So I know, like I said, I'm going to use the Chad challenge there for that Orlando. Obviously, Chad was on it. Well, somebody else might have been on Toronto there. So it's a 4-teamer. Hope it's okay for you guys. Let's win someone 10-1. If there's 400 views of this show, when I enter in the play, it's going to be a $40 victory for somebody. That wouldn't be too bad. Make sure you have your Venmo. Make sure you have your PayPal, your whatever. You can get $40 from me. I'll put the play in. I'll cover it. 1 penny for each view on YouTube on the Sports Money Network that this channel gets, that this show gets, and that's how we'll work it out. Here we go. Good luck. Oh, let me look through a few more comments here. Blue is here today. Hi, Blue. Good to see you. Cash Kane, thank you for everything. Type in anything in the chat. All right, Patrick. Type in anything in the chat. I think you were just supposed to say anything. All right. Sub's going to win too. All right, here we go. Artomps, Fernando, Stop Geo, Joe, Nuke, Tex, Philly, Nicholas, Joe, Jermaine, Abel, Thomas, and it is Philly Eagle Flyer, baby. You know it. He's got his logos up there. He's got his Flyers. He's got his Sixers. He's got his Eagles, of course. That last banner, I can't even see it. All right. And Philly Eagle Flyer, no more deserving. Curtis did it too. All right. Ain't no one more deserving today than Philly Eagle Flyer. Does such an incredible job with me, with so many opinions, and his soccer plays as well. So enjoy it, everybody. Enjoy the great action. Enjoy whatever action we can get today about it. So be sure to check us out. Hey, Patrick, I'm going to have some soccer plays. You might already be a subscriber to the free picks. I think I'm going to roll with some free picks in my release today as well. So I'm going to probably send that out first. I think I'm ready to go on that. I probably should have did on the show, but we already did almost 3 hours. So I just appreciate you guys listening to me here. We got 69 of you in here right now watching. So I do appreciate it so much. The fact that I, have, 100 people watching at a time, and we have these, 300 or 400 views a day, that is motivation enough to get me to keep coming back. I just feel so honored that you guys would let me do this, and many of you who do subscribe, that also does it. So, all right, catch you tomorrow, more Morning Steam, 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific, with more Morning Steam. And don't forget, Mikey will be along here today at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with pre-gaming. You'll get you ready for the primetime action for tonight's games, and catch me in the chat over with the boys over at the Who Bangin' channel today. It's Tuesday, so got a shout out. We had Ixnizzle here joining us yesterday for the show, so I feel honored to be able to mention his channel, their channel over at Who Banging, and I'll be in the chat when they have the live sweat over there. They're a great show. Look, if you run with this crew right here, let me just say it. If you run with this crew, you know how it is, right? A few of these channels, they all use the StreamYard, the talking heads come in, but some of the days it looks like there's not. If you haven't caught the show, go over there and check out the live sweat on the Who Bangin' channel. Want to just shout out Ixniz because he hung out with us yesterday. And if you're like me and you like those live streams and you're like, there isn't one tonight, that's wrong. There is a great show with those boys over there on the live sweat. So join them, and I'll be over there too. Okay, thanks a lot, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow. More Morning Steam for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Can't escape from the team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. Ramon Scott, sports money. Wake your ass up and let's get to the